listening hands.
There it is.
Hello, book it.
Do it one more time.
God damn it.
I 3, 2, 1.
Hello, book it.
Do it again.
I'm gonna beat
Do
your
it again.
ass.
Someone needs to turn off their Nokia phone. Let's go.
What?
It sounded like somebody's old ass Nokia was going off.
That was
All
my
right.
phone. I'm not gonna lie, it was my phone telling me that this show just went live.
Why do you have the sound on?
I usually do have it muted. I don't know why I had it up.
All right.
Go again.
Hello, book it.
Welcome to Book It, a wrestling podcast where we book and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your commissioner, High Five Mike, and today our GM's Damone, D Money Allen.
I'm Damone D Money Allen.
Primetime Travie T.
I'm Primetime Travie T.
Lil Fudge.
I'm Damone D Money Allen.
Bad guy.
Fuck you.
I'm glad for once he broke that up.
Kenny's in 240p right now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Kenny looks like he's got
the potato internet.
He's hiding out with Osama bin Laden right now.
Travis, after all the jokes you've made today, I really stopped.
9/11 was only 11 years ago.
And Bush also did it, baby.
Does it look better now? I
don't know. You're too small.
You were uploading something?
No.
Mhm.
It'll probably.
Why do you keep doing this?
It'll probably get you
I
up.
do it like hours ago, and then it'll still be doing it. Like it'll be
Yeah,
like
you're starting to sound better.
Mhm.
All right. So this
Kenny
week,
was also like an old Godzilla movie where he would say something and then the voice would come later.
so this week we are doing the final show of round 5 of Book It First 3. All right.
It's show 5, round 5, book of verse 3.
Yeah. So
3.55. That's what you guys
we got
said. 3.55.
Travis doing his PTC. Travis, tell us about your show and kick it off. And if you've never listened to Book It Verse before, you don't know what the hell we're talking about, you can go back to the beginning of this series.
You don't need to do that for this show.
Or you can go back all the way to the
right
first Book It Verse and get a hang of what the Book It Verse is.
There's no previous material needed for this episode.
Doesn't matter. I'm trying to get them to
literally
listen to our back catalog, Travis.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all gonna be better than this.
Fuck you, Mike.
All right, Travis, go ahead and give us PTC.
All right, we're going to do our weekly episode tonight, and it's our episode of our developmental brand, PTC Ground Zero. The theme song is Ground Zero by Lil Wayne from his classic rock album Rebirth.
Oh my god.
You went with his rock album?
Travis,
Not even that he went with the rock album, but he didn't go with the only good song off the rock album.
Travis
And
talks
it
so
wasn't
much
even a
shit
rock song.
about like quality rock music just to play an album where Lil Wayne plays guitar with his fucking thumb. Like, oh my god, fuck this guy. Keep going. I'm not in the mood for this shit.
All right, so let's jump right in, shall we? So the show starts with Mike Quackenbush in the ring, pacing back and forth, waiting for his opponent. Mike Quackenbush has hit a rough patch lately, losing in the very close matches, but after losing to Monty Brown in the GZ title match at GZ Doomsday, Quackenbush was furious, telling Terry Runnels in a PTC.com exclusive interview that tonight on Ground Zero, he would snap his losing streak against anybody willing to face him. He was the best wrestler in the world. He was the master of 1,000 holds, and he was going to use every single one of them to beat whoever answers his open challenge on Wednesday night. So back in the arena, the lights go down, and Gangsta Gangsta by NWA comes on, and out walks Super Dragon. The crowd goes crazy, and the commentary team sells how big this is, talking about the feuds that Mike Quackenbush and Super Dragon have had in the past on the independent scene. Mike Quackenbush is fired up now, seeing who his opponent is, and Super Dragon rushes to the ring, and the two men come face to face. All right, let's get right into it. Quackenbush and Super Dragon come eye to eye, nose to nose, trash talking one another as they begin to push into each other, forehead to forehead. Quackenbush pushes Super Dragon back and yells at him as he points to the canvas. "This is my ring." Super Dragon looks at him, nods, steps up, and slaps Quackenbush in the face, making him stumble back a few steps. Quackenbush looks furiously at Super Dragon, and Super Dragon waves him to come on and bring the fight. Quackenbush throws a stiff right hand, and Super Dragon hands him his receipt. The two men trade many hard shots in the center of the ring, but Quackenbush grabs the back of Super Dragon's head and hits a monkey flip. Quackenbush follows up immediately with a Quackenrana reverse Frankensteiner. Quackenbush scrambles to his feet and leaps to the top rope before nailing Super Dragon with a Tail of the Dragon, which is a springboard tornado DDT. Quackenbush stands up and screams out to the crowd, "I'm the best in the world. I'm the greatest wrestler ever. I am the master of 1,000 holds." Quackenbush turns back to Super Dragon and hits him with a stiff kick to the skull. Quackenbush grabs Super Dragon by the head and goes to pull him to his feet, but Super Dragon reverses by pulling Quackenbush's legs out from under him. Super Dragon grabs Quackenbush by the waist and tries to stand up and hits a German suplex, followed immediately by a dragon suplex and finished with a tiger suplex. Quackenbush rolls out of the ring and crawls around trying to recover. As Quackenbush pulls himself to his feet using the announce desk, he stumbles around backwards towards the ring, right into a tope con hilo from Super Dragon. Super Dragon starts blasting Quackenbush with stiff rights and lefts before stomping away at his rival. Super Dragon then grabs a double wrist lock and pulls Quackenbush's upper body up from the ground before stomping the back of his skull to the floor with a Dragon's signature curb stomp. Super Dragon rolls into the ring and climbs to the top rope. As Quackenbush tries to stir on the ground, Dragon dives down and hits a double foot stomp off the top rope to the outside on the back of Quackenbush's skull. Super Dragon clears the announce desk and throws Quackenbush on top of it, hitting some stiff right hands into the bleeding skull of Quackenbush. Super Dragon then climbs back to the top rope, stalls for just a second as he looks out to the crowd, and he hits the Phoenix Splash through the announce desk. The two men are struggling on the outside, but eventually Super Dragon pulls himself up to his feet and then grabs Quackenbush and starts dragging him to the ring. Super Dragon rolls Quackenbush into the ring and slides in to go for the cover, but as he goes for the cover, Quackenbush rolls back to the outside, preventing Super Dragon from getting the pin. Super Dragon can't believe it. He crawls out over to the ropes and leans through the ropes to grab Quackenbush, but Quackenbush blasts him with a stiff right hand. Quackenbush pulls Super Dragon out of the ring and hits him with a QD4, which is an arm trap gut wrench driver, on the outside. Quackenbush is breathing heavily as he is down on all fours over Super Dragon. Quackenbush pushes himself up to his knees and starts wagging his fingers. He says, "It's not enough. You don't have it in you to beat me. I'm the fucking best. We both know it. I'm the best in the world." Quackenbush drags Super Dragon in front of the timekeeper area and hits him with snake eyes on the barricade. Quackenbush then goes to the timekeeper's area, throwing everyone out of the way before running and jumping from the floor to a steel chair onto the barricade for a triple jump moonsault onto Super Dragon. Quackenbush sits up and laughs as the crowd boos him. He grabs Super Dragon and throws him to the side of the steel steps before pulling up on the steel steps and hitting him with a QD2 cross-legged reverse pile driver right on top of the steel steps. Quackenbush looks like a man possessed as he stares into the crowd while sitting on the steel steps. Quackenbush rolls Super Dragon into the ring and goes for the cover, but Super Dragon kicks out just before 3. Quackenbush loses it, smashing his forearm and elbows into the face of Super Dragon before pulling him to his feet and hitting him with an Inazuma suplex special, which is a vertical suplex followed by a brainbuster. Quackenbush keeps control of Super Dragon, pulling him to his feet and hitting him with an Inazuma suplex special 2, which is a vertical suplex into a double underhook DDT. Quackenbush looks around the ring and rushes to the ropes, hitting a quack and smash double springboard corkscrew senton. Quackenbush goes for the cover, but again, Super Dragon kicks out at 2. Quackenbush throws Super Dragon into the ropes with an Irish whip, and Super Dragon takes control with the lariat. Super Dragon rushes to the corner and leaps to the top rope before diving down with a cannonball senton off the top rope onto Quackenbush. Super Dragon rolls onto the apron and pulls himself to his feet and waving Quackenbush to his feet like, "Come on, get up." As Quackenbush stumbles up, Super Dragon hits him with a UFO springboard spinning wheel kick to the back of Quackenbush's head. Super Dragon is in a frenzy as he picks Quackenbush up and rushes into the corner for a sit-out buckle bomb transition into an SDF immediately. Quackenbush is screaming out into pain, trying not to tap out, trying to fight to break the hold. Finally, Quackenbush gets to the ropes, but the ref doesn't make him break the hold as the match has no disqualification. Quackenbush is losing it. He looks like he is about to tap. He's just about to tap, but he digs down deep and is able to pry Super Dragon's hands off him, cracking Dragon with a back elbow smash. Quackenbush hits Super Dragon with a Deja Vu Tilt-A-Whirl DDT. He follows up by Irish whipping Dragon into the corner. Quackenbush hits Dragon with a corner clothesline, followed immediately by a Bulldog, but Super Dragon blocks the Bulldog, pushing Quackenbush off of him onto the mat. As Quackenbush gets back up to his feet, he turns around to a stiff boot to the midsection, followed by a Barry White driver, which is the Razor's Edge into a pile driver. Dragon rolls Quackenbush over and goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out just before 3. Super Dragon can't believe it. He signals for the end. He takes Quackenbush to the top rope, or to the corner, and hoists him up to the top rope. Super Dragon goes for his finish, the Psycho Driver, which is an inverted Death Valley driver off the top rope. But Quackenbush reverses it with elbows to the face. Quackenbush then grabs a double underhook and hits a sit-out double underhook powerbomb from the top rope. Quackenbush barely gets to his feet, pulls Super Dragon up and hits a Quacken Driver, which is a standing iconoclasm, and goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'm about ready.
Okay.
So the match was incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The context for the match is nonsensical to me. Like, I get that they've had matches before, right? But what you gave us is like they were rivals at another point. George agrees. They were rivals at one point. Quackenbush is tired of losing. He makes an open challenge, and then he has this bloody fucking stair spot, announcer table, Phoenix Splash spot. Like, how long was this match? Like 30 minutes?
Yeah, I have it. Hold on.
This is a
George.
weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 30 minutes.
It's like a 30-minute match with all this happening to open a developmental weekly show with no real build besides that they're rivals before. That's just really weird context for this match.
NXT.
But
What-
all
did
that shit happened
anything-
on the takeovers, not on the weekly show. The weekly show was a bunch of squash matches with occasional good matches. And even those were like 20 minutes. They didn't have like announce table spots that often, if ever. And like a lot of blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This just feels like excessive for what the context is. And those matches were main events on the show, and this is the opener. This is just a really weird placement of this match. If this were a pay-per-view, or even the main event of this show, it would make more sense. Or if there was even like a promo build or something. But,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Not to take away from the match's quality, you're still going to get dollars off of that. Because if I'm watching this match, I'm still nutting when I watch the match. But I'm like, what the hell is the context for this? Like, this is literally just Peter and the chicken on site for no reason. Like, so I'm between two numbers. They're pretty close to each other. I'm gonna give this a 3. Like, and like all 3 of those dollars are for the match quality because everything else about the context kind of pissed me off.
Okay.
I agree with the context. I mean, it. So I've got questions, and I'm sure I missed it. So we turn the show on, and then it goes right. I mean, we go right to a match.
Yeah, so you turn the show on. You get your little intro video with any other show. And then from there, you go to you see Mike Quackenbush pacing back and forth in the ring.
Yeah, Quackenbush didn't even get an entrance, and he did all this in the match. He got the jobber entrance.
Right, I'm just trying to understand the setup because again, I'm looking for the show.
I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry. Also, that match was 22 minutes, not 30. Sorry, I missed.
All that in 22 minutes, damn, Kenny.
20. I don't feel like that was that much.
That wasn't that much for 22.
22 minutes is a long match. It's a
That
main
is
event match.
That is a long time.
You did do a lot, though.
So, what was the question? Sorry. Okay, so you see that, and then you get a short video package that says that's the PTC.com exclusive interview where he makes the open challenge.
Okay.
And then the commentators are also going to be selling the story of the stuff that I gave you. He's been on a losing streak. He did the open challenge. The open challenge is answered by this guy who's been his rival, and they've had blood feuds everywhere they've gone.
Okay. This I think that it just failed on the setup for me.
Okay.
You explaining it, I'm just trying to imagine the way that it flowed, but I
a lot
don't.
of the sorry, before you continue, just so everybody knows, so I don't have to answer this question. A lot of the story of this, because it is an open challenge and it's a debut, is explained on commentary through the match. So the only real story here is that he's been losing. He set up an open challenge. His open challenge was answered by a rival, his biggest rival. And so this open challenge that he had to snap his losing streak is one of his biggest challenges.
I'd say if the commentary has to tell that story, you shave a few spots and have the commentary tell that story in real time. For a
Okay, I just didn't think that. I thought that the important details were there.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously I was wrong, but
Yeah,
that was the
yeah. We just need to know a little more about the story, especially if we're just this is all we get. You know what I mean? Just for. But I was just kind of mid on this. I've got to go with a 2.75.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't hate the setup as nearly as much as they do. The guy, I get it. He's losing, open challenge. Someone he's rivaled with comes out. You did more to explain the rivalry than AEW does usually. When somebody just shows up and it's on site. I wouldn't. It's not like a fantastic build, so I can't give you like a 5. The match itself, though, I think would be fire. And the way, obviously the way you put it, the table spot. I think that all that you can do that in 22 minutes, and we're not doing like squash matches and shit on any of our cards, so I'm not gonna ding you or hit you for that.
I do. I think we've done some squashes before.
Yeah, I think all of us have a squash
Yeah,
match.
we know that.
I was saying, I'm not gonna lie. There's a squash match on this episode.
I have a squash match on my next card. So
I don't think I've ever done outside of my first book it ever.
I think you got traumatized out of it.
I got traumatized out of it. Yeah, so I stopped doing squash matches. All my matches are competitive, but I don't. But they're also rivals, so I wouldn't expect it to be a squash match.
Yeah,
Squash?
Makes sense.
Squash matches are great on weeklies. I'll be honest. They can tell a story really well. Especially when you're setting
Carmella squash match.
And you put a squash match on a pay-per-view.
Oh, I didn't put it on a pay-per-view.
Oh, I was under the moan.
I did.
Yeah,
it has no place on a pay-per-view. People are paying money for that.
I mean, never mind. I'm not.
It depends.
I did it, and y'all rated good too. That's the funny shit.
It depends.
Kenny?
Hmm?
Who squash?
Rude Ones lost to what you call it? To the bank.
Oh, I did not rate that very well.
I could see a debut match for a Braun Strowman being a squash match on a pay-per-view. I feel like that would be okay.
It depends.
I think squash matches
it'd make it up to mid, but
if
it
done
would be
right,
great.
squash matches work.
It depends on the context. Doing the squash match made sense.
I don't like squash
debuts, but
I don't like squash matches. Yeah, on pay-per-views, unless I was gonna say something else and I forgot. But let's move on.
But I'm gonna give you a 4. I think the match is really good. There isn't a ton of build to it, so I can't give you a 5 or higher than a 4. But I think the match was really good. So 4.
So just out of curiosity, just so we're setting the precedent, a match alone can't get a 5.
Unless you can tell. No, a match alone cannot. I don't think a match alone can.
I just want the precedent to be set. I just want to know if that's.
There's got to be.
This is one of those matches where there's not supposed to be this isn't months and months of promos and feuds.
I get it, but it could be something.
I just want to make sure that there's not a. I mean, not for you specifically, Mike. You had other problems.
I actually don't know how to answer that question. I think there's an exception for every rule, but generally speaking, no.
Okay.
I agree with John, where I would say most of the time, can't think of a time where just the match got a 5. I've had it where I've written a killer match and the build was okay, so I got a 4, I got dinged for it. So I think that's I think it's gonna be almost impossible.
At least in Burgerverse, it's impossible
with just a match.
For me, again, it's an exception, not a rule. But for me, it's probably harder because the match is the least important part for me.
Okay, so a debut could never get a 5 either then, because
No, you can build.
debut.
You can build a story right before the match. Like you can find a way to build some sort of story.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is that if I'm like excited enough for the thing, my objective taste would go out the window, and I'd be like, okay, I'm popping for this so hard that I'm gonna give it a 5. Let's say, for example,
there's
Dolph
excitement
Ziggler gets
for
cut by
everyone.
WWE, he goes to AEW. No matter what they do, when he shows up, it's getting a 5.
I think the
That's fair.
matchup also could have a lot to do with it, but I do think you could still have a story in
Okay.
prior, before, after. Like there could be some sort of something.
All right. Just so y'all know, this is match 1, and we're 20 minutes in. And it didn't take that long for me to say it, so it's not. There's been a lot of discussion here, but Kenny, go ahead and grade me so we can move on.
I gave you a 3.5.
Okay.
3.5. Jamal, what did you give him again? I forgot what you gave him.
A 4.
4. Okay.
Damone rides for PTC.
I didn't really have too much to say about it. I mean,
not there yet.
I try to put you on these people while
Ryan.
I'm going to say on that, but
I already gave you your credit. Get the fuck out of here.
so I'm talking my shit.
I wouldn't have known about either one of these people if it wasn't for Kenny. Are you happy now?
Yes, I am happy.
Okay, there you go.
That's all I want.
Dickhead.
Some acknowledgement.
You're a jackass. Just
That's
want
all
you to know
Roman Reigns
that.
wanted. That's all I want.
Acknowledge me.
All right.
Acknowledge me. Just acknowledge me. That's all I care about.
All right, so GZ Television Champion Chris Candido and GZ Tag Team Champions Maven and Kenny Dykstra.
You said
You
the
heard
No,
what?
I know about Chris Candido. I watched the original ECW, baby.
No, I said I said you said the Jeezy. Is that what you
GZ,
said?
like Ground Zero.
I thought you said
Jeezy.
Jeezy. I said, bro, what?
Are you
I'm
saying
like, wait a minute, what? You got the snowman
Jeezy?
on here?
The show
Jizzy?
Jizzy.
Is it like a white?
Wait,
No,
Oh,
I
God,
thought you
wait.
was talking about Young Jeezy, the rapper. I thought he was
all
talking
right,
about
all right, all right, all right, all
Out
right.
comes
Shut up.
age.
Clap.
The Ground Zero Television Champion Chris Candido and Ground Zero Tag Team Champions Maven and Kenny Dykstra are a
That's
faction called The
nasty.
Future. The Future comprised of future stars of this industry, 3 men who are willing to bet everything that they are the future PTC World Champions. The 3 men walk down to the ring for a promo as the crowd boos them. Candido, Maven, and Dykstra look to the crowd smugly. Candido then grabs the mic and begins to speak. For months, the future has been more like the present. A few months ago, 3 young men walked into Ground Zero, the place where they say legends are built. 3 young men prove that they are here to be those legends. 3 young men willing to throw everything at this dream. 3 young men willing to do everything it takes, willing to go to any length to chase their dreams and hopefully catch it by the tail and let it ride it off into the sunset. 2 months ago, those 3 young men walked into Ground Zero Arena about to get their first ever championship opportunity. I went toe-to-toe with the supposed heart and soul of Ground Zero, Just Incredible, and I ripped that heart out and watched the soul slip away, beating him with the blonde bombshell, taking this Ground Zero Television Championship home with me. Maven walks in front of Chris Candido and begins to speak. And then it was time for me and Dykstra to complete the prophecy. That very night.
Can I
What?
cut in real quick?
Yeah.
Do they come out to Maven's old theme song?
Sure.
That improves it a little bit. That song's fire.
I'll be honest with you, I
real
don't
quick.
think about theme songs very much.
Start.
That very night, Maven and Kenny Dykstra closed the show. Or I'm speaking in my normal voice. Hold on. Let me restart from where Maven takes over. Maven walks in front of Chris Candido and begins to speak. And then it was time for me and Dykstra to complete the prophecy. That very night, Maven and Kenny Dykstra closed the show that Chris Candido opened by winning the Ground Zero Television Championship. Kenny Dykstra and Maven would main event against the British Bulldogs for the Ground Zero Tag Team Championships. Kenny Dykstra walks up to the front now to continue the promo. And when the wave of the future hit, those old geezers knew the future was now. One night, 3 young men became 3 of the 4 champions on this brand. Chris Candido takes center stage once again. For 2 months, the future has run Ground Zero. And now a couple of pool hall darlings got a wild hair up their ass and want to try to step up to the plate. Maven chimes in. Only one problem. Those backyard brats DIY have stepped up to the plate time and time again, but every single time. Kenny Dykstra finishes the sentence. They struck out. Chris Candido takes over once again. Now a guy who took his name from a shoe brand wants to step into the limelight against the best in the business. Let me tell you something, Chucky. This ain't no bar with a few drunks watching. This isn't your best buddy's backyard with 15 family members in attendance. This is as big as it gets. The future is at our best when the lights shine the brightest. Maven steps in. Chuck Taylor and DIY were at their best when nobody was watching. Kenny Dykstra begins to talk now. Tonight we show you why we are the best in the world, why the world is betting on our future, and why your future is a mirror of your past. Wrestling in broken down venues in front of tens of fans. Tonight you learn. All three men chant. We are the future, and the future is now. Finn.
All right. There were some good bars in there. There were some bars that were really corny. The talent combination
like
is
the wild hair up the ass.
yeah, and like the chanting "the future is now" is corny, but the line with the "they struck out" line was pretty good, and the tens of fans was good. So there were some good bars in there. There were some nasty ones. The talent combo is disgusting. like that.
You can't judge me just because of who they are, though. That's
I
bullshit.
know, but when you say
Judge me what I gave you. Don't judge me on what you think they are.
I'm just gonna say when you give me Chris Candido, which is fine in and of himself, with Kenny Dykstra and Maven feuding with Justin Credible, that's filthy, bro. Like
right.
that's
Fair
putrid. But off the segment alone, I think there was more corny bars than good bars, but the good bars were pretty solid. I think this is a little bit below mid, but not too much for me. I'm going to give this a 2.6. It's not quite a 2.5, but I can't quite give it a 2.75.
Okay.
I can't give it a Travis mid, but I could give it a little bit below.
So I'm a firm believer that this is wrestling, and corny is what wrestling is. You're getting a 5 from me.
Oh my
Let's
God.
fucking go, Mike.
I fucking hate
fucking
this guy. wait. But like there's good corny and then there's like I'm not gonna convince you.
This is him repaying him for the fucking Glacier Hogan bullshit.
Oh, I'm gonna wait for Mike to get back. I'm gonna chew him out. I'm gonna mute, and when Mike gets back, he's got to hear what I have to say. That's me promoting my promo.
He's got what does he say on Festivus? He's got some
air my grievances.
Oh yeah, he's got some.
Yeah. I got some problems with you people. You're gonna hear about them.
Oh shit!
This was nasty. I ain't gonna lie to you. This was disgusting.
I like this faction.
You really put a whole bunch of. This felt like
You shouldn't.
This felt like when a whole bunch of like draft bust all joined up is what this felt like.
It's the New York Giants.
Yeah, and then you're like, let's make them a team and talk about how they're going to be potentially the best ever.
They're not busts in this universe.
I know, but I don't like it still. I'm going with a 1.25. I hate it. Yeah, it wasn't straight. It was a straight 0.5.
All right, Damone, you got to wait a second. Mike's back in shot.
Hold on, it was a 0.5, but what? What brought it up? What gave me those extra 75 cents?
Oh, were you asking me?
Yeah, because you said it was a 0.5.
No, I didn't give you a 0.5. 0.5 means there's no creativity.
Oh, okay.
None of that. But yeah, it was still nasty. It was nasty. I just want to let you know that.
So I agree. The team in real wrestling is disgusting.
No, I agree.
But I get what you're going for. It is very generic. We're the future, like, and like them like saying the future is now. Like that's very cookie cutter. I wish that you switched out the leader. I kind of wish Kenny Dykstra was the leader in this, not Candino.
Let's go.
I wish you switched those two out. So I wish Kenny was
man
the
had a
leader
sick leg
and
drop.
Candino was
You really did.
Was
For all the things he didn't have, he had a nice leg drop.
He should have been world champion. I would say that for years.
If he had gotten pushed though, he'd be walking like Matt Hardy.
I'm gonna give you a 3.
Okay.
Like I do agree there were a lot of corny lines in there. I agree, not all were good. Corny can be good, but then there's like
Mike's gonna hear about it.
This is cringy corny.
I don't care if Travis is well into his next match. If Mike comes back into shot, he's taking a break and he's gonna lecture. There he is. All right, bet.
There he is.
All right, Michael, get them headphones on.
Michael.
All right, Michael, I gotta talk to you.
All right.
Man, okay. I get that wrestling's corny, but there's like fun, entertaining, good corny, like Macho Man and even sometimes Prime Hogan. But then there's like cookie cutter corny and like just walking trope corny, and that's what this is. And I just can't live with you giving this a 5. I just gotta tell you, I gotta air my grievances and tell you
shit, Mike.
that
Shit.
It is 1,000% a 5. It is okay.
Wild.
It is wrestling.
You're
If there's
wild.
any industry that it is okay to be corny, it is fucking wrestling.
you're just saying because it's wrestling, it could be bad. That's why wrestling got worse.
Wrestling is the corniest industry in all of sports in all of entertainment.
Is, but like there's also like
He said, "Oh,
different
sports entertainment,
areas.
like this is it."
Yeah, but like it's also
Yeah, I know.
at its
Sports and entertainment.
at its worst, it's this. At its best, it's pretty good.
No, it's not at its worst. It's this.
I think there's two different kinds of corny. Like I think Hogan,
Hogan's corny.
The worst thing in
The
wrestling.
entire
corny.
1980s
But, like-
job gimmick era was fucking corny, and it got
Yes.
over as shit.
No,
So
it didn't.
this is okay.
It literally almost killed WWF. It's literally why they were dying.
Well, it didn't. No, in the 80s it was good. It wasn't the 80s that was a problem. Is when they went into the 90s, they just didn't adapt.
Yeah, they didn't adapt to the
The
times.
job gimmick sucked.
Said,
Most
read the
of them-
room.
There was like one good one. Undertaker.
I'm giving you a 5.
That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
Kane.
Fuck you.
Kane was corny as shit.
He didn't have a job. He wasn't a job person.
No, Kane did not have a job, but the entire gimmick is corny. Like, think about it.
It
It's
is,
all
but it's not the
corny to a
same.
degree. It's
It's not
okay.
the same kind of corny though.
Travis, you got a 5 for me.
Thank you, bud.
It's not all corny. CM Punk is not corny.
CM Punk is the fucking corniest.
Oh,
He's
shut
a
the
strong
fuck
worker.
up.
I agree with him. Fuck that.
All
guy.
right.
I agree with him even more. Listen to Mike talk right
Bridge
now.
is a
He's pissing me
gimmick.
off.
Is corny as shit.
But it's original. Never mind. You know what? I'm not gonna extend this any further. Fuck you. You're wrong.
How's the fucking original?
Because nobody
ahead,
had brought that
Travis.
world into wrestling before. Anyways,
Because
I-
I didn't stay away
Travis, continue. Please do better.
Yeah, so Taka Michinoku and Charlie Haas have been tagging on the main roster for a few months now, but they have been on quite a losing streak. Tonight, the two friends and partners go one-on-one in a friendly matchup. So they both come out. Charlie Haas and Taka Michinoku shake hands in the center of the ring and begin circling each other. They come together for a collar and elbow tie-up, and Haas grabs a headlock, transitioning, that was hard for me to say, into a behind-the-back wrist lock. Haas shoots Michinoku into the ropes and answers with an arm drag. Michinoku rolls back to his feet and hits the ropes again, and Haas hits another arm drag. Again, Michinoku rolls up and hits the ropes. This time, Haas hits a back body drop. Haas looks down at his friend and smiles before helping Michinoku to his feet, and both men start circling the ring again. Haas shoots in for a double leg takedown, hoisting Michinoku into the air, but Michinoku uses the momentum to reverse it, making Haas tumble back to the ropes, and Michinoku locks in the tarantula. Michinoku breaks the hold just before the 5 count from the referee, but he scrambles to maintain momentum, jumping to the top rope and diving down onto Charlie Haas with a diving senton. Michinoku rolls to his feet and hits the ropes, running back to the center of the ring and hitting Charlie Haas with a pump kick. Michinoku goes again to the ropes, bouncing back and sprinting at Haas, but Haas reverses and hits him with an inverted atomic drop. As Michinoku pulls himself to his feet, Charlie Haas hits him with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex as Michinoku is selling and writhing on the mat. Haas hits a shoot kick to the back of Michinoku. Haas pulls Michinoku up and Irish whips him into the ropes. Michinoku answers with a running elbow smash, knocking Haas on his back. Michinoku goes to the corner and sizes Haas up, and as Haas gets up, Michinoku goes for a super kick, but Haas catches his foot and locks in the Haas of Pain. Michinoku is screaming out and selling the pain and trying not to tap out. Finally, is able to get to the bottom rope for a rope break. Haas breaks the hold and welcomes Michinoku back to the center of the ring once again. The two of them grab a collar and elbow tie-up. Haas then gets the upper hand, grabbing a waist lock and then blasting Michinoku with a German suplex. Haas then grabs a headlock on Michinoku, holding him down on the mat. Michinoku is able to work up to his feet, but Haas holds the headlock still. until Michinoku hits Charlie Haas with a back suplex. Michinoku follows up immediately with a tornado DDT. Michinoku then jumps on Haas and locks in a crossface with Haas's arm grapevine. Haas is in trouble. He is screaming out and kicking his feet on the mat. Eventually, Haas pushes himself up to a 3-point base. He then is able to hoist Michinoku up in the air and hit him with an Olympic slam. Haas immediately grabs the ankle of Michinoku and locks in an ankle lock, and now Michinoku is the one in trouble. Eventually, Michinoku works himself to a 3-point base and rolls forward to break the ankle lock and send Charlie Haas into the ropes. Haas bounces back off the ropes. He turns right into a Michinoku driver, and Taka Michinoku covers Haas for the 1-2-3. All right, here's my question. If there's more after this that ties into this, does it all get graded together?
All gets
Yeah, you might as well just say it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Charlie Haas is sitting in the corner looking disappointed as Taka Michinoku celebrates. Michinoku goes to pull Charlie Haas up to his feet, and Charlie shrugs him away. Taka doesn't understand as he tries to shake Charlie's hand, but Haas smacks his hand away and starts to walk off. But Taka grabs him by the shoulder to stop him, trying to figure out what was going on with him. Charlie Haas turns around and blasts Taka Michinoku with a stiff right hand, followed by a hostile takeover scoop lift DDT. Charlie Haas then throws Taka Michinoku over the top rope and onto the floor. Haas goes out after him and Irish whips Taka Michinoku into the steel steps. He then props Michinoku up against the steps and goes to grab a steel chair. Haas props a steel chair between the bottom rope and the canvas, sandwiching Michinoku's face between the chair and the steel post. Haas sizes him up for a super kick, but he hesitates for just a second, thinking about his friendship, but he lines up again for a super kick. Just before he goes for the kick, Funaki's music hits, and Funaki rushes out to make the save. Haas rushes out of the ringside area through the timekeeper's area, jumping over the barricade into the crowd while Funaki checks on his friend. Haas had grabbed a mic when he jumped into the crowd and begins shouting to Michinoku, "Taka, we've spent a long time together, running up and down these roads, but I'll be damned if I play second fiddle to anybody. All my life, all my career, I've been just happy to be invited. I've always been the bridesmaid, never the bride, and damn it, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing all my partners and all of my friends climb the ladder, and I sit on the sidelines as a supportive sidekick. No more. No more. I am as good as any man in the world, and I can beat anybody on any given night. I'm done with fun competition. I'm done being supportive. I'm done being happy to be invited. I am going to scratch, claw, and stomp on everybody on my way to the top. Where better to start than right at home? Taka, I'm making an example out of you. I'm going to make you my first victim." Charlie Haas stares out at Taka Michinoku and Funaki from the crowd with a resentful look on his face. Now you can grade it.
There's one line that you said that really resonated with me. No more! I want no more of this. Travis, I cried both laughing and having a breakdown during this. I'm so
what set you over the edge?
I don't even know, man.
Does he sound louder to anybody?
I did yell. This gave me terminal illness.
What's bad about it?
Is that why you're wearing the hat?
You're not giving me anything to build off of.
I'll go. Yeah, sorry, I had to get my roast off. Anyways, I'll go to the constructive part. This feels like if you automate a video game, this is what you get. Like from the friendly competition, guy mad he loses, winner tries to comfort, loser attacks.
That's how that trope works.
It's wrestling.
Exactly how that fucking trope works.
Mike, it is nothing but the trope. Shut up.
It is the trope. It's a literal.
Add something. Be original.
Trope.
It's the turn.
Be original. I don't know. There's nothing to this but a trope. I was given nothing but a trope.
Okay.
Like there was no like.
That's how tropes work.
Well, add something to it. You're excusing being generic. Like this is literally automated.
It is a.
Yeah, it could
this
be
is a vomited out.
It is a
automated ass story. Mike, I've defended this.
I'm more defending the idea of tropes because you do tropes. Everyone does tropes.
Yeah, everybody does. No, you don't. You just
don't always. You think you do.
You want. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what usually when you add something to a trope is when you do that random shit that gets you points off because you just did something random to be random.
It's different. I added something.
That's both.
You got it, Bob. You got it.
Technically, he's not.
If Charlie Haas had said both of these nuts before attacking him, it would have been at least fun. But I had no fun. Anyways, Back to the point, because there's not like promo builds and all that. I feel like that's hurting these because like there was nothing said or done that made this different than any other friendship build. You know what I mean? And then I'm going off the match, which was just competent. Like the match was, nobody's gonna botch to make this horrible match, right? But it's
okay. But can I stop you there for just 1 second?
Go
Because
ahead.
I feel like I'm getting conflicting opinions now.
Okay.
You told me in the first match that they're not having this good of matches on developmental, and then I give you a competent match and you're complaining it's not good enough. What do you want?
Okay. So
I just want consistency from your answers. That's all I'm asking.
let me explain then. So,
Okay.
the first one was like a fucking like pay-per-view main event with no context, right? That's weird. To open a developmental, giving him a jobber entrance and all that, right? It was just very weird.
Okay.
But I still gave that a mid score because I said the match was fantastic, right? Because it was. In this case, what surrounds the match is not very good to me, but also the match isn't adding anything to make it better. So if this had been also a barn burner match like the first one, you'd still get a mid score because everything around it's nasty because the match is fantastic. But with this, the match isn't saving it. It's just like it's just there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the match is there. The build around it is nasty, and I don't like that this went to a reunion of like an underwhelming existing team. I don't know. The payoff just wasn't
You
there.
don't like tying?
They were
Ty.
fine. They were
Ty.
fine. Like, but
Also, it's not necessarily a reunion. They're just friends. You're the
Oh my God,
main proprietor of having friends on the roster.
You
but
nut
having
over
good
three
team.
count. Hold on, you
Three
nut
count's
over
better.
3 count, but you're not. You're Kai and Ty just okay.
how many good songs does Kainta
I
have?
fucking hate you.
I'm not singing along with Kainta, but I'm singing along with
Next-
3 count.
Next
Shut up.
verse, we gotta put Kai and Ty with Danhausen to complete the evil.
That would be better.
Evil trio.
That's
Oh my
not.
God, Mike, you're pissing me
Evil
off.
3 versus
You
the chosen
contrarian
3.
motherfucker. Like, anyways, just to get back to the number, all that is to say, I just didn't enjoy it very much. The
I don't
payoff wasn't
actually hate
there.
you. I want you to know. I love you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
What's your number?
I'm gonna go with a 1.5. There was competent stuff there, but like I was not vibing with this, and I'm spiraling, man.
It's like I heard your soul, John.
Wow.
It's like this one.
Actually, sorry, that was. I'm gonna go 1.75. I'm being a dick.
I'm
1.75.
just confused. I
There
got
you
like
go.
I could see it being bad, but I was like, damn.
Yeah. Sorry, 1.75 is where I rest, so I'm not like adding asshole points to it. There we go.
You know, I wish
Um,
you would have these fucking like mind-altering things when you rate me low. Fuck.
What do you mean,
Like,
like,
what
Wait,
you
you
giving
want
it?
him to rate
Do we
you
need to
lower?
shame you more? Is that what's going on?
Mike? My average for Travis is not well right now. You don't want to be in his shoes.
understand
Don't trade places with him because you have probably averaged like 2 points higher from me than you will from him. Like,
Yeah.
relax. Like,
Mike, what do you or Damone, you want to go next?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything John said. I get what you're saying is it's a trope, but like I don't care about these people enough to overcome that trope. If that makes sense. Like I'm
No,
not.
it doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
So I have a question though.
we weren't given anything
and I'm
else.
not arguing. I don't know what I could have done better here. So let me ask you this, okay? Because you're saying your problem is you don't care enough about these people. I took them from my main roster and put them onto a developmental brand and split them up as a tag team, turned one of them heel. What more can I do in one episode beyond that?
Here's the
the
issue.
promo could have been better. First of all,
I do agree the promo could have been
Okay.
better, but that's also part of the risk you took when you decided to
No,
do
that's
your
fine. That's fine. But I'm
developmental.
saying like
What I'm saying is
because you don't have the existing build,
I
so you're
don't
gonna make
have
us
the-
care about this
right.
tag team.
Right.
And that's
no,
the
this
nature.
tag team has been on my main roster. You guys have been hearing about this tag team being a jobber tag team the entire time we've done
forgot
this.
they
Bookiverse.
Travis, we don't remember your jobber tag teams. I hate to break
That's
it
fine.
to
But
you.
that was part of my build. I told you that. I said they were on the main roster, losing all their matches, so they come down to the.
Yeah, but I
That doesn't improve
forgot
it for me.
they-
All right,
yeah, I forgot.
Y'all
they
are telling me to
existed.
give you more detail, just so you know. Every match,
Yeah.
everything so far, you said give me more detail. So when I
Yeah,
give you
but
guys a
that's-
6-hour fucking show,
Yeah, because
this is
you're
weird
giving us-
detail that you're giving us, and not
It's-
like
because
you're
the
giving
thing
us
is,
a plate of parsley with no meat.
No, I understand what you're doing.
the thing is
that was funny, John. That was funny.
that was funny. The
Go ahead,
thing
Mike.
is,
Say that.
I understand what you're doing. You can't. you're giving us. There's a build. It's just not. We're seeing the first week of an actual build on top of an existing build individually from these people.
A history.
Yes, I get it. You have to start somewhere.
It's just weird that you're starting.
He's got to start somewhere. It's
I
not.
get that he has to start somewhere, but I just like this is the breakup of a tag team I didn't give a shit about.
Tuning into this. We're tuning into this.
They can break up
So
every
that's my
fucking
question.
week.
That's my question, Damone. How do I make you care? If I can't make just release them?
No, I'm saying you would have had to have like at the beginning of this story, like if you gave me like way more detail at the beginning maybe of this build, like you gave me just a very quick rundown of they've been a tag team, they were losing, and now they broke up. If you gave me like more build up into this point, maybe I would care more about them breaking up, as opposed to this is like the equivalent of I'm trying to think of a jobber tag team in AEW. Like if Jinder Mahal and what's his face broke up right
Shanky.
now. Shanky.
Also, you could have added some drama in the match
yeah.
too. Like you could have had Taka being more disrespectful during the match that set Charlie over the edge. That could have been some drama you added with the match, or Charlie's promo could have been better. Like you could have just planted seeds for that breakup that weren't there. It's just like Charlie's pissed he lost. Boom! I'm evil now. Haha. Like,
yeah.
It felt automated. It felt video gamey.
Yeah, it felt like just copy and paste, put random person in.
Taka was like beating him in like chain wrestling and like maybe like giving him light smacks on the head, like disrespect him or something. That could have set him off.
Like he out wrestles Charlie, like
and then disrespects him in some way.
I feel like disrespect makes Taka feel like the bad guy there.
Yeah, but if they're friends fucking around, you know what I mean?
Also a sympathetic heel, which doesn't make sense.
But like if they're like fucking around as friends though, and like Taka does something to piss him off, like friendly trash talk. I don't know. Like,
well, he did. He won the match. That's what pissed him off.
But I feel like it needs more than that.
It broke him. He was sick of losing.
I just feel like
you of all people, John, should understand what it feels like to be broken from losing.
You're about to feel that. So, Travis, you're about to fall below me in the rankings tonight. So I wouldn't say that.
Whoa! All right, Damone.
I just feel like there was no heat to this.
Okay.
The match itself, like John, it's an okay match. It's good, not great. I'm gonna give you a 2.
Okay.
Bad guy.
Kenny. Okay. Kenny.
I do agree with him as well. It just felt like, just like how he said, it was a boring tag team that we didn't care nothing about because they didn't bring any personality to it. That's the thing they were trying to say. There's no personality to this team already. So the fact that when they do break up, why should we care? And that's the kind of thing, like, and just like how you said, like Jinder Mahal, and that's like that. It's like that Jinder Mahal and them trying to have that barbershop moment, and we don't care like that. So it's like we had a moment, like, oh, okay. And that's just it. That's how it's gonna be. That's how we're gonna be.
Dropping Nikki Ash breaking up, like, okay, we broke up, good.
But they're still gonna have to break up. That's the thing. They can't just randomly stop being a tag.
I mean, we gotta like it.
I get that.
No, I didn't say you have to like it. I've never said that.
No, I'm just
saying that's why we're saying what we're saying.
But where John was coming from with it, like, which I do agree with as well, is you have to set the seed. So maybe you can have them hanging out. You can show them hanging out more and stuff like that. So this way you can care a little bit. So maybe they may not be like the most charismatic tag team, but at least you can be like, okay, we see they're good friends and we see that this and this. All we know is that they suck, and then dude got to start sucking. So he beat him up. Like, I'm just saying what it is.
Okay.
That's what it was. So that would have helped it out, in my opinion. If they just showed them be friends first. But maybe
you could have really done something cool here where like you planted seeds throughout the rest of your earlier book adverse, where like we got more in depth with Charlie and
they kept losing.
Yeah, I get that, but it was like they were the yada yada in the losing.
Exactly,
part.
that's their story.
That's the story. Thank you.
That's the story.
I get that.
Mike, I'm so sick of your shit.
I don't give a
Jobber.
I'm about to go air you out in Ohio right now. I'm so sick of this.
I don't give a shit.
I'm getting in the fucking car right now. I'm missing work the rest of the week.
I understand it.
The story is literally Charlie Haas is sick of being a jobber.
Charlie Haas has hit rock bottom.
Can he go get my bookie?
He's sick of losing. The story was they kept losing. He's sick of losing. Now he's gonna come up on the build-up on this new developmental brand.
Okay, and that's the thing. Like, and I hear what y'all saying. But the thing is, right now,
what do I care?
Right, exactly. We don't care. That's the thing. Like we
That's
get
fair.
okay. He's tired of losing, but things we don't care because we know we don't know shit about him besides him being a jobber. Because all we know from him in the main brand, you suck there, and now you're down here. You're mad at your teammate because y'all sucked. That's I mean, it is what it is.
That's fair. I was just saying that's the story. That what you just said is the story. You can you can not care and you can not like it. That's fine, but don't say that there's no story because there is a story. It's been there the whole time. You guys just don't like the thing is too, and things like, but thing is like where you had that, you could have did more with the like they said the promo thing. Like you could have did more with the promo to make us feel.
Help me, bro, please.
We can feel more heat towards him because all we know is, oh damn, he's on his teammate.
But he's getting the heat. Like he's building. That's what this all is. He's building the heat.
No,
like it's being built.
I know he's building.
This is the point of the week.
Travis's show broke me. Mike's judging of Travis's show broke me.
I'm looking at it from the story point, from the story aspect, where how he's building the show, where it is, and where it's gonna go.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not giving him a 5. It's not a 5. I'm not gonna say it's a 5.
4.75.
Go with a 3.5. I like the story. I like the inklings. I like what's being placed here.
Thank you, Mike.
It's the beginning of a story. But if last round we don't get a payoff,
he's not going back to his last round. We're not getting any payoff.
Well, I'm telling him now he needs to find a way to get me a payoff.
We're not.
Well, when he does it, his fucking main roster pay-per-view next show, I hope he deducts something from somewhere.
Mike, he robbed you. He ain't doing shit.
Well, for this story, that's what I'm going with. I can't promise next one.
I need psychiatric help. I'm going to be institutionalized.
I will say on my main roster pay-per-view, there's at least one developmental brand match. That's why I did this show.
I'm getting a second Baja Blast, and I'm not going to fucking sleep tonight. I can't take this.
Got you, man. he put the panties down and got you.
Well, for this match, that's what I'm going with. We'll see what happens next.
Yeah, he's not doing anything else with this match.
I understand that. I get that. I'm not saying I'm over that.
You ain't get that call back like you think. He's
Look,
not gonna call you back.
What I'll have him do is he's just gonna write me a personal booking.
I'll do that. Mike. I'll tell you what happens with him.
For this match only, what I just went over now that I know is not going to go for any of the rest of this pay-per-view.
I get that person I want to see the last episode, but the show's already canceled. Like, bro, we're done.
There's no more seasons coming out.
I mean, that's how Firefly felt. Like, it's over.
This is it. Ain't no more.
You don't get a series finale or anything. Just the show's over.
It's Resident Evil. But go ahead.
Did he freeze?
Frozen. Yeah, he's frozen.
Well, if you don't want to be frozen, or if you want to be, or if you are frozen and you need a little loving in your life,
shove a cold dildo in.
Your body and the bodies you're loving deserve nothing but the best. Organic Lovin' is the only adult subscription box that includes eco-friendly body products, from body-safe adult toys to sex-positive books and erotic seminars. Organic Lovin's online store has everything you and your partner or partners could ever need to heat things up. And right now, your friends at T13 Media want to take 10% off of your next order. Just go to organiclovin.com and use promo code T1, T-H-R-E-E, like the sound the bed makes, when you check out. Organic Lovin'. Love organically, purely, deeply, boldly.
Oh, and if you need
get
some
this
energy,
motherfucker off the big screen.
If you need some energy after what we just all went through.
What?
What the fuck is?
I can't take this anymore.
He sent me some energy and played the intro.
Please say
I hit the wrong button. That's my bad.
You scared?
Are you tired? Tired of those other energy drinks hitting you with a short burst of jittery energy, followed by a crash that leaves you with less energy than you had before? Well, fear not, because Ray's energy drinks are specifically formulated to get you going without making you jittery and keeps you from crashing. With 0 sugars, 0 calories, and better caffeine than a cup of coffee, Ray's energy drinks are the #1 growing energy drink on the market. With flavors like Baja Lime, Sour Gummy Worm, Guava Mango, and Strawberry Colada, Ray's has some of the best tasting energy drinks available. You can get a case of Ray's right now by going to repsports.com and using promo code T1THREE when you check out to take 15% off of your next order. That's promo code T1THREE for 15% off of your next order of better, tastier energy.
That was my bad. I accidentally pressed. I pressed the wrong button and I was not paying attention
Bruh.
at all.
God.
So
He said you guys need energy and then scared us.
Bro, Travis's internet crashed because his provider heard the fucking hotline I had to call it this episode. This is fucking sickening.
Bruh,
while we wait for him to come back, which he'll be coming back in just a second. Let's do a guess the wrestler.
I was about to say we should do a guess the rest while we're waiting.
Don't worry, that's probably what Travis's roster is composed of.
How much is it? Takamichinoku? Is it Funaki?
It is, yeah. There would be a lot of good guess the wrestlers for that one. This wrestler is a two-time Florida Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champion with
David
Epico.
Was that right?
No, that's not right.
He didn't say it. I was like,
That's
SCW
Rollins.
champion.
Tag Team Champion.
The Miz.
His tag team partner was Epico.
No, Miz was in OVW.
His was who?
Epico was his tag team partner.
Epico. So probably late 2000s.
You said who's the partner again? Who's the-
Epico.
Remo?
No, the other one.
No, I'm saying.
No, oh no, it's not. Pretty.
Yes.
No. That would have been too easy.
Yeah, well.
Is it Hunico?
Nope.
Is
That's
it?
too easy.
Man, we're going to feel really bad if it's.
You want another clue?
Yeah.
He's also an a one-time NXT tag team champion, and they also won a
Sami Zayn.
contenders tournament, and his partner was Kalisto there.
Is it?
Sin Cara.
Kushida.
It is Sin Cara.
Wait, then Hunico was right.
Oh, shit, I got one right.
Wait, no, I got that. Hunico was right then.
I
Was
said
Hunico-
Sin Cara.
was
Yeah.
Hunico
Yes.
Yeah,
Hunico was in car. Yes.
At
in
that point.
2014, but
Yeah.
he wasn't Hunico anymore, so I'm not
What?
excited.
I guessed right. I'm the goat.
But,
Fuck you,
I don't
Mike.
care. I still got one.
No,
I know
I
they were
got
the
it.
same person.
Fuck you.
First of all, I know they're the same person, so I didn't go off of you. Fuck you. I still got something right.
You You used me as a clue.
I didn't use you as a clue. I didn't even know they're the
I'm
same
so sick
fucking
of this
person.
fucking guy.
Do you really think Mike knew they were the same person?
I don't know. I sometimes
Mike,
I think you and Travis.
I
are
am
the
going
same
to
person.
fill a pillowcase full of bars
What?
of soap and beat the shit out
You're
of
the only
you.
other
You're
white
the
people
same
on the
person?
show. What? No, you and John.
Oh well, that couldn't be farther from the truth apparently, based on our likes and dislikes here.
You're just two different AI.
I feel like PTC and BBW are like
Rivals?
polar opposites of one another.
Y'all are smoke at first sight.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I've done more business with BBW than I have any other brand.
Hey, the biggest rivals are always friends
Have you?
behind the
We've done some
scenes.
pretty big business. We switched time slots.
Oh yeah, you're right, man. You're right.
That was a pretty big.
RCW might be bigger than you.
You
John,
gave me a
sorry.
whole division.
That was like a liquidation sale.
I bought it.
Yeah.
Did I get a free Shark Tank?
You got their contracts pennies on the dollar. You got the fucking Triple Cage for free.
He got the fucking sweatshop deals.
You really did. You got fucking Tommy Dreamer, Dusty Rhodes, and the fucking Triple Cage match.
Simone went to the outlet store for wrestlers.
I really did.
All right, y'all ready?
Travis went to the
Y'all
outlet
ready
store
for
for
this?
this damn show.
they ready for the next mid card match? A-Train
They're all
versus
mid card.
A-Train versus Sean Spears.
They're all gonna be mid card. I mean, it's a fucking.
Oh, I'm thinking A-Train from The Boys. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would A-Train?
Matches are nasty besides the first one. It's so nasty.
My
Well, it's gonna
stomach
continue to be
hurts.
nasty. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So,
I'm just in literal pain.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
I feel like Chef O'Reilly right now. Chef Boy O'Reilly. I'm just cooking it up.
Yeah.
This is as bad as Chef O'Reilly. So
I love it.
this is
All
what
right.
Chef O'Reilly prepares in the
Honky Tonk
kitchen.
Man. All right, motherfuckers, shut up. Y'all want to get through this? Let me fucking do my job.
Okay.
Honky Tonk Man and Johnny B. Bad are in the ring right now for a promo, and Honky Tonk Man begins to speak as the crowd boos him. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am the king of rock and roll. Johnny B. Bad chimes in now, and I'm the creator, originator, innovator, and emancipator of soul. Some of us act like you don't know who we are, so we gotta reintroduce ourselves. I'm the prettiest of 12 siblings, and I'm damn sure the toughest of them too. Woo! Ow, ow, ow. I had to let it all out, honky baby. Honky Tonk Man starts up again. Johnny, my boy, you done it. You name it, I've done it. You see where? I've been there. You name them, and honey, I beat them. Johnny B. Bad stops.
Speak to him.
Johnny B. Bad stops.
God, you fucking crack.
This is 50s nastiness. That's what this is. This is the Virginia Slims of fucking.
Bro, this is like the smoking section in a restaurant in the 80s right now.
This is Virginia Slims of wrestling.
Oh my god.
I like that Honky Tonk Man. Johnny B. Bad are on developmental.
Okay.
Oh, my soul hurts. I don't even believe in souls, but I just lost it.
Oh my god. So Johnny B. Bad stops Honky and says, well, honky baby, I'm so pretty. Everywhere I go, people turn around. Even today on my way to the arena, man.
That's just your Dusty Rhodes.
I'm trying not to laugh, okay?
You sound like Barack Obama at first. And then...
All right, let me get this fucking promo out. God damn it.
Go ahead. My fault. I got a headache from laughing, bro. My head's.
So Johnny B. Bad says, oh shit, hold on. Yeah, Johnny B. Bad stops Honky and says, well, honky baby, I'm so pretty. Everywhere I go, people turn around. Even today on my way to the arena, a man dropped his coffee because it wasn't as hot as me. Ooh, wait, talk to me, baby.
I love it.
Honky Tonk Man talks again. I spent my whole life getting comparisons to all kinds of people. But one thing's for sure, honey, I ain't copying my style from nobody. You might not like that, but the truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't away. You sit out here and you boo us, but I've always lived by one simple mantra: do something worth remembering. And honestly, I don't remember any of you. Johnny B. Bad jumps in. We're here to show you you're from the. We're here to show you that you're from the valley and you're not from the mountain. We're here to show you that the world ain't ready for two stars shining so bright. Now, as we are ready for our performance, we would appreciate it if you all shut your mouths. If anybody interrupts us, ooh, I'll kick your booty with my tutti frutti.
What?
That's a Johnny B. Bad thing.
That is a Johnny B. Bad bar. Like that's his fucking catchphrash.
Yeah.
What's this tutti frutti?
So wait,
It's
that awful and it's actually a thing?
Yes. Johnny B. Bad is literally.
He's literally Little Richard.
It's Little Richard and Elvis right now. That's what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm saying, but
it is a white guy pretending
it's
to
a
be
right
Little
hook.
Richard.
It's a right hook, I think.
Okay.
It's his finisher.
Okay, that's what I was like. What is that? I know.
As
Tutti
lights-
frutti. That's all I know. But I know you could be
As
somebody
the
else.
lights go down and the spotlight hits the ring, Johnny B. Bad and Honky Tonk Man are just about to start their duet when the lights shoot back up, and out comes Stan Hansen and Steve Williams. The Death Riders make their Ground Zero debut. Johnny B. Bad looks like Macaulay Culkin on the cover of Home Alone and Honky Tonk Man says, "Thank you very much. You've been a lovely audience, but Rhythm and Blues have left the building." Honky Tonk Man and Johnny B. Bad roll out of the ring and try to escape from the crowd, but the crowd pushes them back into the ringside area, and they get cornered by the Death Riders. Honky Tonk Man and Johnny B. Bad roll into the ring and are trying to beg for mercy. Then Ground Zero General Manager Arnold Scotland comes on the Travitron. "Gentlemen, I see what we got going on, and to take from my good friend Teddy Long, let's have a tag team match. Rhythm and Blues versus the Death Riders. Right here, right now." So, a little backstory on this. Honky Tonk Man and Johnny B. Bad formed a tag team called Rhythm and Blues a few months ago. The two loudmouth heels have spent those months talking a lot of trash, but rarely backing it up in the ring. Tonight, they need to put put up or shut up against one of the toughest tag teams in the world. Stan Hansen and Dr. Death Steve Williams making their Ground Zero debut. All right. Steve Williams and Honky Tonk Man start the match, and Steve Williams starts in a 3-point stance and then rushing across the ring and hitting Honky Tonk with a football-style tackle that breaks Honky Tonk Man in half. Williams goes for the pin, but Johnny B. Bad breaks the pin, bouncing off the back of Williams with a double axe handle. Williams looks livid, and Johnny B. Bad sells the fear in his heart with his facial expressions. Both men slowly get to their feet, and Williams slowly walks down Johnny B. Bad until Bad's backs into the corner. Williams goes to club Bad in the corner, but Bad is too fast, ducking under and getting into the center of the ring. Williams runs after Bad and goes for a lariat, but Bad drops down and does a somersault and slides out of the ring, but Williams instead hits the referee with the lariat. Williams is stunned as he turns around and he gets blasted by an El Kabong guitar shot to the head by Honky Tonk Man. Williams is stumbling around the ring, but he doesn't go down. Johnny B. Bad is back in the ring, and he and Honky Tonk Man hit a double belly-to-back suplex. A new referee has hit the ring now as Honky Tonk Man hits Steve Williams with a shake, rattle, and roll swinging neck breaker and tagging in Johnny B. Bad. Bad climbs to the top rope and hits a Wild Thing shooting star press. It looks like Rhythm and Blues are going to steal the win. Bad covers Williams. 1, 2, no! Williams bench presses Johnny B. Bad straight into the air, and Bad lands on his feet, but he looks stunned. Steve Williams stumbles up to his feet, and Johnny B. Bad tries to keep momentum for his team, so he starts hitting Williams with different boxing combinations before hitting his signature left-hand KO punch, Tutti Frutti, but Williams is still standing. Williams looks angry as he reels back and cracks Bad with the huge right hand, sending Bad to the mat. Bad bounces back up and gets hit again with another right hand, sending him to the mat. Williams picks Bad up and hits a scoop power slam on Bad before tagging in Stan Hansen. Hansen gets in the ring and hits the ropes as Bad is pulled up to his feet by Williams. As Hansen approaches, Williams pushes Bad into him, and Hansen nails a running shoulder block. Honky Tonk Man comes in the ring and smacks Hansen with a forearm to the back of the head, but Hansen barely sells it. He turns around, and Honky Tonk Man runs to try to escape as he gets onto the apron. Hansen reaches over the top rope and catches him by a big chunk of his hair. Stan Hansen hits a snap suplex into the ring from the apron on Honky Tonk Man. Williams grabs Honky Tonk Man, and Hansen pulls Bad to his feet, and both men are groggy in the center of the ring. Then both Hansen and Williams run and hit the ropes on different sides of the ring before both men hit their opponents with lariats, turning Rhythm and Blues inside out. Hansen and Williams cover Bad and Honky Tonk Man for the 1, 2, 3.
Can you go over that? Can you give me that finish again? Can you please give me that finish again?
So Stan Hansen is okay. I'm gonna start from where Honky Tonk Man comes in the ring and smacks Stan Hansen with a forearm to the back of the head, but Hansen barely sells it. He turns around and Honky Tonk Man runs to try to escape, but as he gets onto the apron, Hansen reaches over the top rope and catches him by a big chunk of his hair. Stan Hansen hits a snap suplex into the ring from the apron on Honky Tonk Man. Williams grabs Honky Tonk Man, and Hansen pulls Bad to his feet, and both men are groggy in the center of the ring. Then both Hansen and Williams run and hit the ropes on different sides of the ring before both men hit their opponents with lariats, turning Rhythm and Blues inside out. Hansen and Williams cover Bad and Honky Tonk Man for the 1, 2, 3.
Man, that is what you said. I'm really upset about that.
Finally, some sense. Jesus Christ.
You had a 5.
Yeah, same.
You had a 5. Like, I was ready to give you a 5 during the promo. Like, I was entertained. I was here for it.
Are you fucking
I was ready to give you a 5. The wrong team won.
I 100% agree.
You had your dick and balls on a platter.
What?
What? I wish his dick and balls were on a platter. I'd fucking.
I'm not done. You had your rude ones on a platter. Like you had.
Let's not put dick and balls.
Yeah, don't disrespect those teams.
To me, Rhythm and Blues could have been your
God, this is so
team.
funny. I don't care. I just want to say, before anybody gives me any scores, I just want to let y'all know I don't give a fuck what y'all give this. This was hilarious to me. This is one of my favorite segments of all time. I don't give a fuck. So
it absolutely was.
Give me all the quarters you want. This shit was good.
But because it was so good and I disliked the ending so much, that kind of hurts. But because I like this is mostly off the promo, I'm going to give you a 4.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a 4.75.
Oh my fucking God.
The only thing that was bad was I agree the wrong team won. Rhythm and Blue should have won with some heel shit. They could have cheated to win, and you could have still made whether Death Destroyers or whatever the hell they're called. You still could have still had them win.
Death Riders.
Death Riders. There you go. Death Riders. You still could have had
remember their opponent's fucking name.
You still could have had them like look strong, but have Rhythm and Blues like I feel like they're the more interesting of the two teams. I love
It was
Johnny
a
B. Bad.
contrast. It was supposed to be a contrast of like
Yeah,
these
I know.
loudmouth, flamboyant heels versus the
the
rough and tough.
right?
Need no.
But yeah,
words,
now the
baby
rough and tough
faces.
just beat them, so there's
Yeah.
really nowhere for them to go.
The
I
rough
feel like
and
you could have had
Yeah,
you could have had them cheat to win, and you could have carried on this feud. I know you're not in actuality,
Yeah.
but
Right.
in theory,
So here's the
this
thing.
is-
They can.
feud would
Here's the thing.
continue.
And you
Here's the
still
thing.
gave it almost
They can
5
still.
stars,
They can
so-
still continue
They're
the
still
feud
gonna-
because
they're
they
still gonna
can do whatever the
stay-
fuck they want because they can talk, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
They can
Please
lose as
be
much
the
as they
bastion
need.
of reason here.
But I love Johnny B. Bad. I am not a huge fan of Honky
Me either, but
Tonk,
I thought it was a good
them
tag team.
as a tag team is great. The promo was hilarious. It was really you really encapsulated Johnny B. Bad. I actually it inspired me for another tag team, Johnny B. Bad and
God.
Velveteen Dream.
Oh my
Bad
Nope.
Dreams.
Nope.
That'd be a fire tag team.
I love
too.
it.
My fucking God.
I love Johnny B. Bad. So, yeah, 4.4. What did I give you? 4.75.
4.75.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
Round it up to a 4.9.
Oh my God.
Make it a 4.99
This-
just to be even.
This is why we needed offsetting. Like, this is fucking atrocious.
John,
You don't need offsetting. You just
John,
give me what you
there is
want. Let
no
them-
reason you
let
can
them
hate it
grade-
as much as I think you do.
John, you
John,
go.
okay,
I
can
feel
you give me your score?
I feel
And then
like
John,
Kenny
let John
talk.
go last. I want John to be the grand finale for this.
I feel like if John watched Johnny B. Bad, he would actually probably like him. He's actually
Oh,
really
I
good
don't
at
hate
ring
Johnny B.
too.
Bad in and of himself. I hate a lot about this, but I don't hate Johnny B. Bad.
All right.
All right.
I thought this was good comedy. This was hilarious. Everybody was weak the whole promo.
I was weak because my spirit was sucked out of me.
John, you're a hater. I just want you to know that. Like you were the
Hater
you were
of
in
the
and-
year.
I was gonna say you were like head and shoulders
John,
above the
I
competition.
feel
for
like
hater.
John went from one of the better graders
No,
to
he's
one
always
of the
been rough.
No, me and
I feel
Travis
like
have
he
always been
was
the worst.
better one
Yeah.
in the book of verse one.
He would say nice things and then give you a 2.
Yeah.
Now he just tells you the bad things and still gives you that 2.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a solid 3. So the solid 3. I don't think it's as great as they were talking. It was funny, but I think the match was man. But the actual, and I think the wrong team won as well.
Oh really?
Excuse
Wow.
me. Yeah, the wrong team won.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it
think
just-
Rhythm and Blues would be over like this. To be honest with you.
Well, that's
I
how it is.
miscalculated.
Like when you come in with a lot of personality for a team, that shit always goes over. I mean, that is what it is in
Yeah.
Booking But we love tag teams here in Booking
I
yeah,
need
that's
more
pretty
of them
much it.
next book verse.
Yeah, that's why I didn't give it a 5 or 4. Like I think the promo was good. I did like the tag team. I thought, is it Rhythm and Blues or Rhythm and Brews?
Blues.
Blues. Okay. So
I
yeah,
think you can retcon that to Rhythm and Brew.
Yeah, I kinda like Rhythm and
I like
Brews
that
better.
way more.
So I might
Yeah.
take that, Kenny. Thanks for the idea.
No, that's fine. But yeah, I thought you said Rhythm and Brews at first, and then Damon was saying
Uh-oh.
Keon and Tim about to fight.
I feel like Tim right now.
But yeah, that's what I gave. I think it could have been. I think if you had the right team win, and maybe did a little bit more with the match, I feel like this would have been a 5 for me.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
if you
okay.
could have cut out the match, honestly, and just
Cut
done
out the match?
promo.
Yeah, if you just did the promo, you probably would have been fine for
Yeah.
it would have built.
You could have had it as
You would've got-
you
yeah,
could have had a
got
face
five.
off or something. Honestly, I wouldn't even
Or just
hate
as
it
a
if they got
vignette.
yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious that they tried to run out of the ring and go through the crowd, and the crowd fucking wouldn't let them get out of the ring, so that like they kept pushing them back into the thing. Like I'm just imagining like the heel, like especially Johnny B. Bad, like what it is like when you look.
See, you
Yeah,
thought
when
it
he
was,
was
you
like-
thought
when
it
he
was
was like-
Def Jam Fight for New York. You got the crowd getting involved, shoving people.
Exactly. Yep. All right.
John,
So,
what's up?
So where I'm at with this is not what you'd expect, actually,
okay.
because
I forgot John had the grade still. He's been talking so much.
so essentially, this is one of those things where, like, you know how something could be like so bad that it entertains you and it's almost good.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with this. Like, I didn't
Okay.
think the promo or their gimmick was good. Like, I thought, like, obviously having an Elvis Little Richard gimmick in 2022 is fucking dumb. Like, nobody in the modern audience.
Yeah,
can
they're
connect with
comedy
that.
characters. They're not supposed to.
I know.
They're not. I'm not pushing them. They're not.
I know, but like
You should.
those aren't even like characters like that make sense in today's day and age. Anyways, the promo had good
I don't
parts
know
and
about
bad
that.
parts.
We still got like
Yeah, it's-
Bruno Mars.
Velveteen
and-
Dream was a fucking Prince character.
Yeah, I mean,
That's valid, I guess.
it's always emulated.
Anyways, the wrong team won. I actually agree with that because people couldn't even remember the name of the team that fucking won. So clearly, we know who the stars that were created were, and it wasn't the people that won the match.
Like I said, I didn't
It
expect
wasn't
this.
the Ghost
So,
Rider.
I'm will be happy to be wrong here.
So, essentially, where I'm at with it is like, it's still not going to be a great score for me because I don't think this was like great wrestling or anything, but I was at least entertained some, and there's at least something to this. I'm gonna give this. You know what? I'm gonna let it go to Travis Mid and give it a 2.75.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. I thought we were going to 5.
Bro, I'm gonna have a migraine by the end of this fucking episode. Bro. I'm really like, my head is pounding from laughing, bro.
All right. So.
I'm Tutti Frutti stuck in my head.
He said, "I'm gonna kick your booty." What did he say? Kick your booty with my tutti frutti.
Yeah, I'll kick your booty with my tutti frutti.
I forgot what the other. I forgot what the bar was that he said.
Oh, he said. Hold on, I'm gonna say it because I like that bar too. So I was glad that you enjoyed that. I've always lived by one simple mantra: do something worth remembering. And honestly, I don't remember any of you. Bar. All right. Val Venus's music hits, and out he comes, flanked as always by his personal bodyguard, number 5 draft pick, Tyson Tomko. Val Venus rolls into the ring, and
He wanted us to rate this one low.
Val Venus rolls into the ring and corners JoJo before climbing up to the middle rope, pinning her in the corner with his crotch right in front of her face. Venus starts gyrating as he pulls his towel on his waist open. Venus finally pulls the towel entirely off and drops it over JoJo's head before hopping down on the canvas and snatches the mic from her. Go ahead and use that towel to dry yourself off and get the hell out of my ring. Venus walks around the ring with a smug smirk on his face before stopping and saying, "Hello, ladies. Everywhere I go, the ladies can't keep their eyes off me, let alone their hands. And all their men hate me. Is it because I work hard or because I play hard? It doesn't matter because I'm always the bigger man. But ladies, I want you to know that whoever you're here with tonight won't go to the lengths that I will to please you. And make sure you keep coming back to back to back. Now it's time for your favorite moment of the week. Fun facts about the Big Valboski. Yes, it's true. My favorite animal is definitely the beaver. Now back to business. For months, I've laid the hammer down on Ground Zero. I brought sexy back like my name was Justin Timberlake, and I'm purging these ugly beasts from Ground Zero one by one. These men hide their ugly mugs behind masks and paint. They think that we don't know that what they're compensating for. You know, their shortcomings. But the Big Valboski knows, and the Big Valboski isn't going to let these one-pump chumps waste your lady's time any longer. So like I've been doing week after week after week, I'm going to break these men's will, and after I take their mask, I'm going to break one lucky lady's back. Now, who is stepping up to the Big Valboski? Val Venus and Tyson Tomko stand in the ring with their smug styles as they stare onto the stage. And then Tiger Mask's music plays, and out he comes. Venus looks concerned for a moment before laughing hysterically at Tiger Mask. Mask gets in the ring, and Tomko exits as the referee calls for the bell. So, a little backstory on this besides just the promo I just gave you. Val Venus has spent the past few months beating down the men who he says are so ugly and unattractive they hide behind masks. Venus beats these men, usually with the help of his personal bodyguard, Tyson Tomko, and then the two of them would unmask the opponent and embarrass him in front of the world.
So wait, they got Tomko calling dudes ugly?
Tomko doesn't talk. Tomko's literally just muscle. Venus is calling him ugly.
So
Well,
he's Tomko.
he ain't got that much room to talk either. Like
He's a fucking porn star. That's
that
what
don't mean you're
porn-
pretty. That just means you got
But
some
he thinks
dong.
he's pretty.
Well, he's
Did
gonna
you-
rip out their wheelies next.
Also, I don't know about if you know this or not, but heels, what they say, it doesn't have to be true. It just has to be true.
I get it, but I
Okay.
mean, I have some questions.
Didn't you hear him? He says he keeps the ladies coming back
Back
to back to back.
back.
God.
Val Venus laughs at Tiger Mask before slapping him across the face. Tiger Mask sells the slap for a second as Venus continues laughing. Tiger answers with a discus elbow smash, sending Venus stumbling backwards. Tiger Mask then runs off the ropes and hits a running elbow strike on Venus, making him stumble even further and leaning on the ropes. Tiger Mask hits a drop kick, sending Venus through the ropes and to the outside. Tiger Mask continues his assault by diving through the ropes and blasting Venus with an elbow to his seat and knocking Venus into the barricade. Tiger Mask quickly grabs Venus and throws him into the ring. Tiger Mask scales up the top rope and goes to hit Venus with a diving headbutt, but Venus is pulled out of the way by Tyson Tomko at the last second, leaving Tiger Mask to bounce his own skull off the canvas. Venus capitalizes with a stiff forearm to the back of Tiger Mask's head before flipping him over and bashing him with mounted punches. Venus then stands up and hits a knee drop on the skull of Tiger Mask. Venus walks around the ring, trash talking to the crowd before going back to grab Tiger Mask, who has worked himself up on all fours. Venus hits Tiger Mask with a double underhook suplex, throwing Tiger Mask across the ring. Venus pushes Tiger Mask's head with his foot as a sign of disrespect, pushing Tiger Mask down as Venus laughs. Venus lays up on the top rope, posing for the women as Tiger Mask tries to pull himself up using the ropes. As Tiger Mask gets to his feet and stumbles around, Venus drops back into the ring and runs at him for a lariat, but Tiger Mask reverses it into a Koji clutch. Venus is barely able to get his foot on the bottom rope to break the hold. As Venus stands up, Tiger Mask jumps up and locks in a Kata Hajime choke with his legs grapevine around the body of Val Venus. Venus stumbles around before dropping to one knee. Venus is clearly feeling the effects of the choke. The referee goes for the arm drop and drops down once, goes down for a second time, but Venus catches it the third time to the dismay of the crowd. Venus pushes himself to his feet and rushes backwards, slamming Tiger Mask in spine first into the turnbuckles. Tiger Mask drops his legs on impact, but keeps the choke hold in place. Venus stumbles back to the center, dragging Tiger Mask with him, but then out of nowhere, Tiger Mask hits a Tiger Suplex 84, which is like a bridging Tazplex for a 2 count. Venus can't believe how good Tiger Mask is. Venus gets up and goes for a punch, but gets blocked by Tiger Mask, who answers with a stiff kick to the gut. Tiger Mask grabs Venus and hits an Emerald Flosion Kai, which is a suplex into a power slam. Tiger Mask then goes to the top rope and hits Venus with a Tiger Body Press Frog Splash. Tiger Mask pulls Venus to his feet and hits him with a Tiger Driver 91 and goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, but just before the pin count, Tyson Tomko puts Venus's foot on the bottom rope, breaking the pinfall. Tiger Mask can't believe it. He is hanging over the top rope, yelling down at Tyson Tomko, who just looks at him with a smug smirk on his face and holds his hands up, insinuating he didn't do anything wrong. As Tiger Mask turns around, he gets hit with a high knee from Val Venus, knocking him down. Venus hits Tiger Mask with a few quick stomps before walking around the ring with his hands on his head, trying to recover from the beating he's taken. Tiger Mask starts trying to stand back up, but Venus grabs him and puts him back on the mat with a blue thunder bomb. Venus then stands up and locks in the Venus Flytrap, which is a reverse figure 4 leg lock on Tiger Mask. Tiger Mask is screaming out as he tries to crawl to the ropes, but as he gets just close enough to grab the ropes, Tyson Tomko grabs the bottom rope and pulls it back out of reach. The referee starts yelling at Tomko to let go, but Venus crawls back to the center of the ring, bringing Tiger Mask with him. Tiger Mask is miserable. He's in so much pain. He's crying out. It looks like he's about to tap, but then he makes one last-ditch effort to get to the ropes, and he does, barely grabbing the bottom rope to break the hold. Venus sizes Tiger Mask up as Tiger Mask tries to stand up on those weakened legs. As Tiger Mask reaches his feet, Venus goes for a half Nelson slam, but Tiger Mask reverses with a drop toe hold, sending Val Venus down into the middle rope. Tiger Mask then hits a Tiger feint kick that sends Venus rolling back into the ring, knocking down the referee in the process. Tiger Mask jumps to the top rope for a springboard move to follow up, but Tyson Tomko pulls him to the floor and nails him with a Yakuza kick. Tomko throws the lifeless body of Tiger Mask from the floor up and over the top rope back into the ring. Val Venus scrambles to Tiger Mask, pulling Tiger Mask to his feet before hitting him with a big package fisherman suplex. Val Venus follows up with a money shot splash for the pin and the win. Val Venus gets his hand raised by the ref before Tomko yanks the referee back by the back of his neck, the neck of his shirt, and throws him out of the ring. Venus stomps at the head and neck of Tiger Mask before instructing Tomko to grab Tiger Mask and pull the mask off of him, and they throw it down and walk away as Tiger Mask tries to cover his face.
Um,
John, you're just hating the hate at this point. This is quality content.
You had the Val Venus was classic Val Venus promo, like, and stuff with the innuendo and stuff. How long was the match? Like, how long was all
Give
that?
me 1 second. It's a 15-minute match.
It felt a little long for like what this was. I'm gonna give this a 3.75.
Okay.
Bad guy.
This kind of felt like how like the promo was excessive. It felt like both of Rock, like that kind of excessive. So it was just like, oh, yuck. It's just go. And I was like, stop, please.
He didn't say go, and he said coming.
Back to back to back.
I hate when y'all do that. I'm gonna go with. I think the match was cool. I'm gonna go with because it's not. I think it's a little bit lower than mid. I'm gonna go with a 2.5. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Kenny's mad that he's one of the one pump chumps that he was talking about.
What did you give me?
I wish this show was a one pump chump.
What was your number?
I gave it 2.5. I said it's a little bit below mid.
Okay.
I actually agree with Kenny entirely. Like the promo, like at first was like, okay, classic Val Venus. I was like, and he's kind of milking it for like dry, and then I don't think he really needs Tomko's muscle because Val Venus was, especially if you're talking Prime Venus, which I assume you're not talking bald flabby Venus. I assume you're talking.
Yeah, no, I'm talking Prime.
Prime. He don't need muscle. He was fucking jacked. He was like Triple H's size.
Again, you don't need it just because the heel says it doesn't mean it's true, and also you don't just because he doesn't need it doesn't mean he doesn't want it. Having an extra guy there to help cheat to win and another big guy to beat people up
that's how teams work.
That's a heel.
I feel like
I mean, like
Triple H didn't really need China.
You didn't
Or
need
Batista.
DX at all.
Yeah, he didn't need any of these people.
I don't know. I just feel like you wanted to put Tomko on your show, and that's disgusting.
Oh, that's definitely what it was.
He was the number 5. He was the number 5 draft pick.
I'm glad you said it.
I hope he comes out with that too, like on his name. Like
he just comes out like
Tomko.
this. He walks around like that, like
Tomko under his name.
Filthy.
Number 5 draft pick.
He just holds his hand up with a 5 above his head.
That's filthy. Anyways, Kenny's score was perfect because like it wasn't like foul all the way through. Like there was competent moments, and the match was probably all right. So I'm gonna go with 2.5 as well.
Okay.
I didn't hate it as much as they did, but I didn't like it as much as Damone did. Damone, what'd you give it?
3.75.
Okay, yeah, I didn't like it as much as Damone did. I thought it was mid. It was a good promo. I'm going with a 3.
Okay. All right, so everybody voted or graded?
Yeah,
whatever.
everybody voted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rikishi and Yokozuna debuted on Ground Zero a few weeks ago, being rechristened as Fatu and Kokina. The Samoan cousins have spent the past few weeks being wrecking balls, destroying local talents in decisive fashion. Tonight they go against two men that are very familiar to Fatu's past. Too Cool. So the match starts with Fatu and Scotty 2 Hotty. Fatu slowly walks towards Scotty 2 Hotty, and Scotty waves, no. He holds up one finger to tell Fatu to wait. Fatu stops in the center of the ring, and he looks confused. Scotty 2 Hotty reaches into his pocket and pulls out a pair of sunglasses, and the crowd goes crazy. Fatu looks out to the crowd on both sides of him, and Scotty 2 Hotty puts the sunglasses on Fatu's face, and Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty 2 Hotty line up side by side with Fatu, and all three look at the ground as if they're about to hit their signature Too Cool dance. But then Kokina hits a running hip attack on Grandmaster Sexay, and Fatu lays Scotty 2 Hotty out with a Savate kick. Fatu grabs Scotty 2 Hotty and hits him with a Rikishi driver before climbing to the top rope and hitting a Superfly Superfly splash on Scotty 2 Hotty. On the other side of the ring, Kokina hits Grandmaster Sexy with a headbutt followed by a front power slam. Kokina and Fatu come together and bang their heads together before lifting their respective opponents up and nailing them with dual Samoan drops. Both men then climb to the middle rope in the opposite corners and hit Too Cool with dual bonsai drops for the pin and the win.
5. It served its purpose. It made it's interwoven a previous story with Too Cool and Fatu and with Fatu and what's his name?
John's muted talking to himself right now because he's so mad.
I'm gonna call him Yoko for my purposes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But it interweaves the story. I like the way that you interweave the story. Like them, like, oh, you're gonna have fun with me, and then he's like turned on them instantly. Yeah. They beat the shit out of him as they should. Yeah, it's a 5. Like the match is gonna be quick. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be an off.
Like I think the match is 4 minutes long.
I'm so fucking sick of it.
Yeah, 4 minutes long. Yeah, it's there to develop them.
It's a good squash.
John, just go.
Damone just made me hate it more. Like,
why?
John, you go.
So, like, yes, it was just a typical squash match. It's competent, whatever, right? But Damone calling it a 5 pisses me off. Like, that made me mad. Like,
why?
Because it's not. Like,
why?
It's just there. Like, it doesn't do anything compelling.
It's
oh my god. You always want to suck this man off just to say you did it.
I'm losing this round by a lot. No one's sucking me off. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
One person on here is sucking me off. I'm probably going to average like a fucking 2.2.
I'm definitely giving you the highest this time.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
Mike.
Between me or Mike. I think, but it does. It does continue the story. It makes Fatu and Yoko, like, it builds them
It's
up.
not abysmal. It's not even, like, this is one of the better things on this show. Like, which, granted, there's not much competition, but... George, shut up. Like, this is one of the better things on it, but it's not a fucking 5. Be real. Like, please be lucid with me, Damone.
John,
yeah,
here's what I think. I think this is a 5. I agree
Let's
with
fucking
Damone.
go.
I reconsider
I'm
my
not
vote.
taking this shit.
I reconsider my vote, and I'm gonna go with a solid 5.
Let's fucking go. That scared me for a minute, Damone. Don't do that. I can't afford to lose even pennies on the Alpha 5. Like I need
letting
some
this shit
5s to
happen.
stay 5s.
John,
what did you give me?
I haven't given a number yet.
Okay.
That pisses me the fuck off. Because,
Wow.
like, because it's like, I don't know, like, because there's been some nasty stuff happening, right? And
Talk your
this
shit, John.
is going to look like an average show, like, on Book It, because these two fucks want to give, like, mediocre things 5s. I would kill for this treatment. Travis is on Make-A-Wish right now. Like, this is ridiculous.
I've
You'd think that he was at Ground Zero after 9/11. Like,
I've given you these kind of 5s.
Right, he's all over your shit. What are you talking about?
I would kill to get this, especially from you, Mike. Like, Damone did it once.
Write a better show.
John want the offset.
I want a better show than this.
John want the offset it.
John, can I get a number from you before they insult you anymore?
Yeah.
Offset. Woo.
1.75.
Wow.
You said it was competent, and you gave me a 1.75.
You know what? Up it to a 2.
Okay. Fair enough. I just want to know, is competent and mid different? Is mid better than competent?
I don't know at this point.
Okay, I'm just asking for
I'll get you a better answer later.
That man said he lost his soul during
You
the
broke
rhythm and
another.
blues. Put it back in there though.
I'm so unbreakable that y'all talking shit to me made John fucking lose it.
Oh, it's that they're not talking enough shit to you.
Oh man. I think it did its job. I don't think this is terrible. I don't think this is great either. I think it builds the story, and I think it did what it's supposed to do. So, like I said, I can't give it a 5. So I do agree with that. It's not a 5. It's not a 5, but I would go with 3.25.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, are we ready?
I also really like Yoko, so
Thank you, Damone.
he's like
I really like
he's in
you.
my top. He's in my top 15 favorites.
All right. You're in my top 15 favorite friends, Damone.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I've been so weak tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, my head is literally, bro. I'm gonna take
That was the fact of the week from me. Like,
Like the DLC.
like Val Venus had a moment of the week. That was mine.
Yeah,
All right.
I literally I literally got admit it, bro.
All right, so S.A. Rios is in the ring for his match when Justin Credle's music hits, and he makes his way out to the ring. Before he can get down the ramp, however, he's blasted by a forearm smash to the back of the head by Mark Briscoe. Briscoe throws Credible shoulder first into the steel steps. Briscoe pulls the steel chair out from under the ring and blasts it over the head of Justin Credible. Briscoe is shouting to the crowd, and as he turns around, S.A. Rios goes for a suicide dive onto Briscoe, but Briscoe blasts him in the skull with a steel chair, making Rios crash to the floor in a heap. Mark Briscoe then bashes the chair over S.A. Rios until it splits completely in half. Mark Briscoe screams out in anger before snatching a microphone from ringside. Do you see me now? Do you remember who I am? You've all been so worried about what Jay was doing. You forgot all about me. You forgot who the hell I am. I am the powder keg, the ticking time bomb waiting to explode. I am the loose cannon. I'm the one you can't predict. Do you see me now? Jay gets...
I wish I didn't.
Wow. Jay gets the title, and all of you forget he used to carry my bags. You all forgot that I am the Briscoe that put the Briscoes on the map. I'm done living in the shadow of my younger brother. I'm going to show the world why my star has always shined brighter. Mark Briscoe throws the microphone down and heads up the ramp before posing on the stage and screaming out, do you see me now? Do I have your attention now? The end.
Okay. I felt like this was gonna like do a little more. I know I'm coming in way too hot. And I sound like an asshole today. I'm not.
You do.
Travis, you took a risk. I appreciate the balls. I don't think it's paying off. You have balls though. I will acknowledge that. Like this was a ballsy move. Anyways, this promo it just felt very generic. He just came out and said some generic stuff. I'm not interested in this at all. It didn't make me think, maybe this is the better Briscoe. There was not a moment I thought that. Everybody came in thinking it was Jay. They left this promo thinking it was Jay.
Listen to this though. Imagine this one spot for me, okay? Before you give me a number, just imagine this one spot.
Okay.
S.A. Rios goes for a tope suicida and gets hit with a fucking steel chair to the skull midair. Just fucking blasted. Home run, swing for the fences, blasted.
That's a cool spot, but it's not like
That's
not that every spot should be original. You know what I mean?
It'll give me a nickel.
I'll give you a nickel for it.
Okay.
Like you didn't invent that spot.
For every coin.
Yeah, you didn't invent that spot. It is a good spot, but you didn't invent that spot. It's a good spot.
I didn't say I did.
Okay, I'm just saying like
most spots aren't invented.
I
by
know.
us.
Okay. I'm just saying like you're just
Even
like
when I thought I did, somebody did.
I'm pretty sure all like.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but you get what I mean.
It's hard
Like
to
you
draw
were really
lines
trying to
on
like.
Even your bong smash has probably been done somewhere.
You were like, what could I get a point off of? It was like,
No, that was not.
the spot that Cody Rhodes would do to himself to get one cheer.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That was to me was the coolest part of the segment,
That's
and
fair.
I didn't want it to go unnoticed. That's all I wanted to do.
Well, here I'll
That just seems-
I'll
that
promise you a
seems
nickel.
efficient.
I'll promise you a nickel for it. Nice shiny nickel. It'll
All right, I'm
be
gonna
from
name him
20,
Philip.
at least 2019 or newer. It'll be a shiny nickel. But like this didn't do anything for me. Like the match that was about to happen, I wasn't into. And then like the promo didn't sell me on the character. Like it didn't make because the whole reason for this is maybe I should shine above Jay, right?
Yeah.
That's his whole character. He didn't. This promo wasn't very good. I don't want to feel like I'm just giving bad scores to give him, but this one's not going to be very good, man. Because there wasn't much to work with.
Okay.
I'll actually give that spot 50 cents. And then so you get 2 shiny quarters for that spot. I'm going to give you $1.
Oh, I thought he was.
I almost said that's some
I thought he
shit.
was saying you get 50 cents for that, and that's all I'm giving you total.
No, I'll give that spot a nice 2 shiny quarters right there.
All right,
2020
appreciate
quarters.
John, if you was going where I thought you was going, you was about to have the heel moment of the year. That was about to be crazy. I was really-
50 cents?
Hey, even a hater of the year has his kindness.
so you gave it a 1?
Yeah.
Gonna stop you from
I-
giving me 50 cents.
I agree. Y'all
did
some
Glacier's worse
petty
than this.
motherfuckers. I agree with pretty much everything John said. It's pretty low mid for me. Like,
Okay.
it's kind of just there. I also agree the match that was gonna happen was, yeah.
Developmental brain, guys.
I know.
Well, maybe you should develop the better show.
Hey, that was a good one.
Actually, there's some things in here that I wish were on your main show.
Really? Well, besides Rhythm and Blues, and is it Rhythm and Blues and Fatu and Coquina?
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes,
Rhythm
those
and
are the
Bruise.
things.
Bruise, you're right.
Bruise, yeah. I'm gonna give you a 2.
Okay.
Mike, what do you give it?
Mike's
Yeah,
giving me a
I'm about
3.
I'm about there. It's a 2.25.
Okay. So hoping we could keep it going. Michael's gonna give me a 3. Can you give me a 5 or 4? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I see you're trying to do. You was trying to Jedi mind trick me. That's what you was trying to do.
I was trying to what? What'd you say?
Jedi mind trick me. I was like, I see what you're trying to do.
You're gonna give me a 5.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I saw. That's why I looked down. That's why I was like, He'll get me.
Those
That's
are
the
definitely the droids I'm looking for.
Yeah, like, all right. You trying to trick me on camera. I'm gonna. Yeah, this was bad. Yeah, he thought I was gonna be the saving grace. I wasn't, but
No, I didn't think you were. I mean, I didn't want it to be bad. When I wrote it, I didn't write it thinking. I knew it wasn't a 5. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's one of
But
those. I mean,
I also expected the rest of this night to go a lot better. So
I'm gonna go with. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna give you a quarter because.
you gotta give me at least 2.
No. I mean, it's a quarter
Okay.
on top or whatever. So we'll give you a quarter because you came with so much conviction when you were saying the promo. Because that takes a lot. No, it's late, so you doing that. I'm going with the 1. That's what I'm going with.
Did y'all play the ads when I was going before?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We played the ads and we played a little game.
They ain't pay us for another spot.
and look, not only we played the intro again. That's
Okay, I figured it's such. So I got two more, like a match and a segment.
All right.
Okay.
all right. Go ahead.
Well, where's Jonathan at?
Well,
All right, fuck him. He don't care anyway. He's gonna give me fucking $1, no matter how good it is or how bad it is. It don't matter. All right, there he is.
Travis is really about to average like a 2 from John.
Yeah, if that.
Oh,
I said, where'd John go? And I said, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep going. He's gonna give me $1 no matter what I say, so it doesn't matter. All right, so the story for this match, it's I'll tell you what the match is. It's Chris Candido, Maven, and Kenny Dykstra versus Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Chuck Taylor.
That's a
In
team.
a trios match.
That's a team right there. That second one, not the first. You about to make them lose too. Another team I like.
Well, there's some build to this.
Yeah.
So the story for this, the future holds the Ground Zero Television Championship and the Ground Zero Tag Team Championship, putting a huge target on their back. They fight against those coming after them by having strength in numbers. For the past few weeks, the Future's Tag Team Champions, Maven and Kenny Dykstra, have been going toe-to-toe with DIY's Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, but having the Ground Zero Television Champion Chris Candido in the Future's corner always led them to the victory. Ciampa and Gargano were on the verge of winning the tag team titles last week, but interference from Chris Candido cost them the belts. After the match, all 3 members of the Future thrashed DIY until Chuck Taylor made his PTC Ground Zero debut to save his friends. Tonight, those 6 men go head-to-head in our main event matchup. So, Maven and Johnny Gargano start the match for their teams. Both men circle for a second before coming in for a collar and elbow tie-up. Maven Irish whips Johnny Gargano into the ropes and hits him with repeated arm drags before finishing off with a stiff clothesline, sending Gargano to the canvas hard. Maven laughs at his opponents before hitting Gargano with a reverse Russian leg sweep. That was easy for me to fucking say. Maven goes to the top rope and goes for a moonsault, but gets caught midair with a drop kick from Gargano. Gargano then hits a baby ace crusher on Maven before pulling him up to his feet and hoisting Maven onto his shoulders. Gargano then runs to his corner and hits a running snake eyes on Maven. As Maven bounces off the top turnbuckle, he stumbles back, turns around, and sits straight down in the corner. Gargano hits Maven with a double knee strike before tagging in Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor jumps to the top rope and hits Maven with a springboard drop kick, sending Maven rolling backwards. Maven makes the tag to Kenny Dykstra and gets hit with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex, immediately followed by a kip up by Chuck Taylor. Dykstra stumbles up and gets hit with a Falcon Arrow, and Chuck Taylor goes for the pin, but Maven breaks the pin at 1, and Candido pulls Dykstra out of the ring. Maven slides out with his partners as they try to regroup. Chuck Taylor hits all 3 men with an over-the-top rope somersault suicide dive, laying all 3 men out. Taylor grabs Dykstra and throws him back in the ring and rolls in after him. Dykstra hits Taylor with a super kick, followed by a zigzag to take control of the match. Dykstra pulls Taylor to the Future's corner and tags in Chris Candido. Candido puts Taylor in the corner and lays into him with multiple stiff knife-edge chops, followed by a super kick, making Chuck Taylor crumble in the corner. Candido laughs at DIY as the crowd as they try to cheer Chuck Taylor on. Candido begins stomping Chuck Taylor in the corner before tagging in Maven. Maven climbs to the top rope as Candido picks Chuck Taylor up from the canvas. Maven then hits Taylor with a diving bulldog, bouncing up and trash-talking DIY in the corner before stomping at the neck and spine of Chuck Taylor. Maven hits an implosion double knee backbreaker and then drags Taylor in front of the Future's corner before tagging in Chris Candido. Chris Candido scales up to the top rope and nails Chuck Taylor with a suicide blonde diving headbutt and goes for the cover, but Taylor kicks out after a 2 count. Candido picks Taylor up and tags in Dykstra. Dykstra hits Taylor with an acai moonsault before picking Taylor up and putting him up for a gut check fireman's carry double gut buster. But Taylor slips behind him and shoves Dykstra away before making the hot tag to Johnny Gargano. Gargano lays Dykstra out with a slingshot spear. Gargano follows up with dice bread, which is a Shiranai into a rolling cutter. And Gargano is fired up. Gargano grabs hold of Dykstra and Irish whips him hard into the turnbuckle. Dykstra hits the turnbuckle neck and shoulder first, flipping up and landing perched on the top rope. So basically like that Shawn Michaels spot where he hits him, he runs and he does a somersault onto the top rope. Sorry, I lost my place. Okay. Gargano answers with a double knee backbreaker off the top rope before finally tagging in Ciampa for the first time in the match. Ciampa comes in like a rabid dog, laying into Dykstra with hard rights and lefts, followed by stiff stomps before dragging Dykstra to the corner and scaling up to the top rope. Ciampa pulls Dykstra up behind him. Ciampa then leaps off the top rope with Dykstra, nailing a super project Ciampa, which is a powerbomb into a double knee backbreaker. Ciampa goes for the pin, but Maven breaks the pin out after a 2 count and begins stomping on Ciampa. The referee tries to remove Maven, but Maven throws him to the ground and continues his onslaught on Ciampa. Gargano and Taylor hit the ring to save their buddy, but Chris Candido comes in and nails both men with a steel chair. The referee calls for the bell for a DQ win for DIY and Chuck Taylor. Maven pulls Dykstra to his feet as Chris Candido continues to land to Gargano and Chuck Taylor with a chair. Maven and Dykstra are assaulting Ciampa before hitting him with their patented tag team finisher, Wave of the Future, which is the tossed into the air by Maven and caught midair for a bridging belly to back suplex by Maven, the American Alpha's finisher, basically. The Future sets up a table in front of the corner, and Chris Candido sits on the top turnbuckle as Maven and Dykstra start to hoist Ciampa up to him. Before they can, however, Gargano and Taylor jump back in the ring and start to attack the Future. Maven and Dykstra are fighting against Gargano and Taylor now, and Candido grabs 3 steel chairs and is jumping back in the ring when Broken Dreams fills the arena and outruns the debuting Drew McIntyre. The Big Scott is arguing with the Future with DIY and Chuck Taylor behind him and is about to come to blows as Drew steps towards the Future, but then turns and lays Ciampa out with a Claymore kick. Maven and Dykstra nail Gargano and Chuck Taylor over the skull with the steel steps. Or steel chairs, sorry. McIntyre grabs Gargano and hoists him up on Chris Candido's shoulder. Candido then dives from the middle rope through the table for a blonde bombshell, which is a super sit-out powerbomb. And that's the end of the segment.
Okay. Which is this current Drew or?
Yeah, this is gonna be current Drew.
Okay.
Big, bulky, hairy Drew McIntyre.
Okay. I actually like the Swerve and Drew joining them. I think the match was good. You had to build. I'm gonna give you a 4.
Okay, thank you.
This is by far the best thing you've done on this show.
Okay.
Like it didn't have anything that made me disgusted in it. It had like actually some. It was all around pretty decent. I don't hate this. I'm gonna give this a 3.25.
Kenny, what did he give my first match?
A 3.
Okay, just want to make sure he was staying consistent with the scores as he was with his words.
He's like, this is the best thing.
Yeah.
This is the second lowest rated thing.
I should have given it a 0.5.
What, the first match?
This.
Why?
Just to piss you
Oh.
off.
No, well.
Yeah, this was pretty good. I do think it's the best thing on there. So I'm gonna go with a.
I don't know about that. Johnny B. Bad was on here, so.
And Yokozuna.
I think it's the best thing. Well, he messed it up with having them lose like he did.
True.
The way he did it too was like, wanted to like this so bad. I'm gonna go with a 4.25.
Okay.
There was some
Okay, thank you.
things I was like, yeah, about it, but it was good overall. It was pretty great overall.
I liked it. I'm just gonna go with a straight 4.
Okay, I'll take that. I'm not gonna argue at all. All right. So finally, the main event segment sees Ground Zero champion Monty Brown come out and talk about his recent title defense against Mike Quackenbush at Ground Zero Doomsday, as well as what's next in his historic Ground Zero title reign.
I forgot Monty Brown's your champion.
What's up, Ground Zero? Last week at Ground Zero Doomsday, Mike Quackenbush found out what it's like to go one-on-one with the alpha male. Ladies and gentlemen, picture it. The alpha male is eating not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different variations of the Quacken driver, and I got back up, and I hit Quackenbush with the pounce. The crowd chants pounce for the champion as Monty Brown feeds off of it.
Ew. So wait. So he ate all 4 of the Quacken drivers, which are all fire moves, by the way. He beats them with a shoulder block.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
The pounce is unstoppable.
That is disgusting.
Nobody's kicked out of the pounce.
Oh, that's gross.
I like the pounce, but yeah, that's kind of gross.
Is what it is. John Cena has a fucking fireman's carry takeover as his fucking finisher, and he's pinned every legend ever with it.
Go ahead.
Shoulder block can do it too.
I'm about to say, go off, sis.
I was like, Kurt Angle has a fucking twisting Samoan drop as his finisher. All right. So the crowd chants pounce for the champion, and Monty Brown feeds off of it. Now everybody's been asking the same question for the past 7 days. The alpha male went to the club after the match to celebrate. The bottle girl asked the alpha male, "What's next?" The next morning, when the alpha male checked out of the hotel, the little man at the front desk asked the alpha male, "What's next?" Then when the alpha male was at the gym, the juice heads, they asked the alpha male, "What's next?" The alpha male went to the local Walmart, and this little girl selling the Girl Scout cookies, she asked the alpha male, "What's next?" We'll let the alpha male tell each and every single one of you something. The alpha male is here to spill the tea about what's next. What's next doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is who's next. Who's the alpha male's next victim? Who is the next man to go one-on-one with the alpha male? The crowd's going crazy with the alpha male as he yells this out. But then Mexican music fills the arena and a waving Mexican flag fills the Travitron screen. The music plays for a while before a white limousine drives out on the stage. The limousine sits on the stage for a moment as Monty Brown looks perplexed as to who this could be. Then the driver's door opens and out steps the big boss man. Boss man walks to the back of the limousine and opens the door, and the camera zooms in close. A single leg steps out, revealing a white suit and a gold loafer. Then finally, the man steps out and is revealed to be Alberto Del Rio.
Okay, so it wasn't. I thought Big Boss Man was the guy. I thought that was the reveal.
God, Travis.
Would you rather it have been Boss Man?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't. Well, I would not rather that.
I really thought this was gonna be Andrade for some reason, and then we get this shit. Like,
Isn't Andrade signed to somebody?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's over here. He's
I was
he's
gonna
in
say,
the
Well,
south of
you
the
should have
border.
offered Kenny some fucking trades to make it Andrade
Eh.
before booking this. But you know what? Keep it going.
There's nothing wrong with Del Rio in this universe. He's done nothing wrong.
It's not just his conduct. He's just not good.
No, then we go do that. He was good.
I don't agree with that.
I don't like Del Rio one bit.
I've always pushed for Del Rio.
He got a good enziguri, and that is it.
Nah, he's
All right.
cold.
Bossman pulls a gold-colored scarf from his interior breast pocket and drapes it over the neck of Del Rio, and the two men strut to the ring. Bossman holds the ropes open for Alberto Del Rio, and Del Rio enters the ring while Bossman waits on the apron. Del Rio grabs the microphone and addresses the crowd and Monty Brown. Hola, mi amigo. I know you know who I am, but why am I here? This is why I'm here. Del Rio says as he puts his finger to the Ground Zero championship on Monty Brown's shoulder. I've been everywhere in the world. I've beaten the best this planet has to offer, but I've never been in the Ground Zero ring, and I've never gone against you, Monty Brown. Unfortunately for all these people, I have no interest in fighting you for that title. Now, what do you say, Monty? How much to buy that title off of you? Alberto Del Rio holds out his hand behind him, and Big Boss Man hands Del Rio his checkbook and a pin as the crowd drowns Del Rio in boos as Monty Brown chuckles and says, "Buy this title off the Alpha Male. Buy it." That's a classic. You think the Alpha Male can be bought? You think you can just whip out the checkbook, click your pin, fill out a check, and hand it to the Alpha Male in exchange for the greatest prize in Ground Zero? How dumb do you think the Alpha Male is? Do you really think you can pull up in your fancy limousine, drive out into the Ground Zero stage, step out, have your boyfriend put the finishing touches on your little outfit, strut to the ring hand in hand with the Big Boss Man, step into the Alpha Male's ring, look in the Alpha Male's eyes, and say, "How much to buy the title?" It doesn't work like that. At this point, Del Rio snatches the microphone from Monty Brown with the jovial smile of Del Rio has turned into a cold stare. Now listen, hombre. One way or another, I always get what I want. I've spent my life getting everything I want. Nobody tells El Patron no. And if they do, they are dealt with harshly. Now tell me, Monty, do you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? Alberto Del Rio snaps his fingers over his shoulder, and the Big Boss Man steps through the ropes into the ring and stands directly behind Del Rio. Del Rio begins to speak again. Now, Monty, what's it going to be? Del Rio hands the microphone back to Monty Brown, and the Alpha Male is eye to eye with Del Rio, and the intensity is through the roof. The Alpha Male ain't never lied down for nobody. You and this monkey mouth bastard ain't no different. You always took the easy way out. For some reason, I always seem to pick the toughest option available. So if Alberto Del Rio wants to go one-on-one with the Alpha Male, then let's give these people a show. What do you say, Ground Zero? Do you want to see Alberto Del Rio go one-on-one with the Alpha Male right here, right now? The crowd goes crazy, but Del Rio smiles and backs up. I already told you, amigo. I have no interest in fighting you. I especially have no interest in answering challenges to physical combat on the spot like this. I'm worth millions of dollars. I have no interest in behaving like a barbarian. Del Rio steps through the ropes and onto the apron and then begins walking up the ramp before stopping and saying, with a coy smile, "But mi amigo does." At this point, Big Boss Man blasts Monty Brown with a big boot, sending the Alpha Male to the mat. Boss Man then starts wailing on Brown before picking him up and hitting him with the right hand slam, which is a black hole slam. The Alpha Male is laid out in the center of the ring when ADR rolls back into the ring, shouting at Boss Man to pull Brown up. Boss Man drops down to one knee and pulls Monty Brown up onto his knee while pulling on Brown's wrist, while Boss Man just pushes his shin against the spine of the Alpha Male. ADR gets in Brown's face, shouting at him, "I told you to take the easy way. I told you. I always get what I want." Del Rio slaps Monty Brown in the face before taking a few quick steps back and blasting Brown with a super kick. Del Rio poses with the Ground Zero Championship with Boss Man behind him. Del Rio then throws the belt down on top of Monty Brown's unconscious body as he looks down at Brown in disgust. ADR spits on Monty Brown before he and Boss Man leave the ring. The show ends with a close-up of Monty Brown laying in agony on the canvas. That's it. That's the end of the show.
Is there confetti? Because I know Keith's gonna ask.
No confetti because no title was won.
That is true. I was like, there wouldn't even be. There's no reason to drop confetti like that.
This show
Imagine there was.
This show
Imagine
can't
there was.
afford confetti. It's just toilet paper.
Like, just imagine, like,
Your champions just got attacked and is laid
Yeah,
out. And
confetti
they just
falling,
confetti
like, what?
falling.
They had confetti planned, but they like, hey, we unload this shit one way or another.
We ain't taking it back.
We don't got the venue all week.
I'm conflicted.
I don't hate this. I'm also not like in love with it.
Okay.
Also, like Monty Brown felt like a great value version of The Rock.
I was
Okay.
gonna say that.
So here's the thing. I watched lots of Monty Brown promos for this, and he kind of is a great value version of The Rock. I can't.
Maybe I might have to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
He does a lot of the same mannerisms. He does like the talks in the third person. He does the
does
like
eyebrow
the
raise,
voices. Yeah, he does. He's literally a great value Rock.
Yeah, I didn't deduct you for
He
that,
was literally like, but you know,
I know, like
was
the
like
only
this,
thing he
you
really
know,
added to it was like the animal type noises was kind of what he added.
Yeah.
So, which I kind of
And
thought was a nice
wasn't
little.
I wasn't a very very big fan of the animal noises, to be honest with you.
I would have liked it a little better. It would have given me a nice distinction.
That's fair, and I could see that comparison coming up, but that's literally how his promos are. So
Yeah, like I didn't deduct you for anything for that.
I will.
I know you would.
Del Rio, I did, like I said, I did think when you had the Mexican flag, I thought it was Big Boss Man. Was the reveal?
Would that got me a 5 or a
I
0.5?
was so confused. Probably actually a 5.
Oh my God,
The
Damone, you suck.
The ridiculousness of the Big Boss Man coming out is like after the Mexican flag. Like, why?
I feel like if I just write the most ridiculous shit ever, Damone's gonna give it a 5.
And so if it makes me pop, probably. I'm easy to please. I'm gonna give you a 3.5 for this. Like the promos were okay. Like I don't hate it, I don't love it. It's upper mid.
He's at 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, don't know. I kind of like was wavering on whether this needed to be in the main event segment. I kind of feel like you could have swapped this segment and the match to end the show. But like,
Honestly, you should have ended with the Quackenbush match because like with everything that followed the Quackenbush match, it's even more ridiculous that match was that good. Like to start. Like Quackenbush should have made events of this, like that, because that match was a
I've
banger.
been saying that for years.
Hey, I'm just reading this. I'm catch up on the Book It chat too while y'all are giving me this. Just to clarify for Kenny, S.A. Rios and Justin Credible were gonna have a match against each other. They're not a tag team.
At first, when I first did it, I thought that was a tag team when you first said it, and I was like, ew.
That don't make it much better, but
All right, who else?
Everybody needs their grade except for Damone, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he just graded. He got 3.5.
Yeah, I'll let y'all go.
I'm gonna get. I was conflicted because this is one of the situations where I think it was good, but I was expecting more to happen. Is where I'm gonna go with this, especially for it to be the end. I just expected more to happen. It wasn't bad. I just expected more. If that makes sense. I'm gonna go with 3.75. Like it wasn't like a leave you wanting more kind of thing, but it was just I thought more was gonna happen. I was like, oh, okay. Like I just thought more was gonna happen.
Also, briefcase full of money over a pen and a checkbook.
I like the imagination, like him clicking the pin
a bunch of times.
Yeah, clicking it, and then but also I needed that for the Monty Brown line where he was like he's going like step by step with the process, like your music plays, you drive on the ramp, you walk down, blah blah blah, you click your pin. Like I needed that like for that sequence.
The cadence, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought your writing of a Rock promo was actually decent.
Wait till I write a real Rock promo. It's gonna be way better than this.
Which, granted, I'd rather have both for Rock, but that's just me.
Would anybody?
You're the only one.
Just show of hands. Would anybody else rather have both for Rock? No. Okay.
This is an audio podcast for everybody listening. Nobody raised their hand.
Not even John. John didn't even raise his hand.
I didn't think I counted. But rather than just generic regular rock, I'd rather hear some like Sagandi's nuts or something. But anyway, I digress. I'm not excited for this match.
Okay.
But there was nothing like horrible about this. Like there was like
anything that disgusted you?
Alberto Del Rio's presence.
Oh, fair enough.
But
You got me there. Walked right into that one.
But like the promo delivery was competent. There's nothing like gross. The only thing that was gross is and I can't fault you for delivery, but the way you delivered him saying pounce, because that's usually when he does like an animal noise, and you just said pounce, because in real life he goes like pounce, like he makes that like, gross kind of noise. I don't know. I feel like you would have been better off making the animal noise than what you did. But that's not. I can't deduct you for that. That's a delivery thing. Anyways, I'm gonna rate this about. This isn't bad. It's about mid for me. Like, it did its job. It didn't do anything more than its job. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
I also think it's mid, but probably on the lower end. I'm going 2.75.
This is the first segment I haven't been the lowest rater on.
Well, that's all the Raiders.
All right.
This is the fastest Travis show ever. You know, we talked through a lot
I almost
of
missed
I
his
was saying,
long
there was a
shows.
lot of like not me presenting.
Right. There was a. We could have been done an hour ago.
Yeah,
All right.
probably.
And Travis got kicked out his own show at one point.
then-
That is true.
True.
Y'all
But
hated
then
me
you
away,
don't get-
literally.
But then you don't get all of our quirks and our
We treated
arguments.
Travis like
That's
Freddy
what you're
Krueger.
here for. You're here,
All right.
We treated Travis like
you're
Freddy
here for
Krueger.
the
We were like,
fighting.
we don't believe you.
John treated me like Peter Parker, and he's Eddie Brock. Fucking
All right.
praying me away. He's literally in the church right now, praying on my downfall.
God, please kill this man.
I'm good.
Right? Like,
Showing up to Travis's funeral just to make sure he's dead.
I feel like John hated a little extra hard today because of how close it was, and he knew he could get away with having bad scores, so he can get in the lead.
No, I just genuinely
In what
hated the show.
He's already admitted that he cheats openly. So I mean,
You can make any conspiracies for the show being an ass all you want, but the show's awful.
I feel like hold on, I'm saying this now. I feel like Keith is gonna give me the highest score.
I do
this
too.
show.
I actually do genuinely believe that Keith.
I
will
think
give you
Keith
the
is gonna
score.
love this show. to be honest.
He's gonna have some dumb contrarian takes that make me hate him too. Like he's gonna be like, I
He's
don't
gonna
know,
love
Just
Johnny
Incredible versus S.A. Rios would be a banger, bro.
He's gonna love Johnny be bad. I can guarantee you.
Oh, for sure.
Just
All right.
Incredible and S.A. Rios are above average.
Just Incredible's not.
Let's get these plugs in. Fudge.
If you want to hear me hate on other individuals the way I did on Travis tonight, you can go to twitter.com and follow @LilXFudge and see more hating ass comments.
Bad guy.
Catch me on every social media at Bad Guy Spoken, and catch my podcast on YouTube, the Bad Guy Spoken Podcast, where we do bad things.
Travis.
Follow me on all social media at I am Travy T. That's at IAMTRAVVYT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.
Damone.
I be tweeting and TikTok, and you can follow me on both at DumbMoney_T13. That's DAMONEY T13. And then you can also follow the T13 Media TikTok. It's T13 T1 3 spelled out.
You can find me on Twitter, hi-fi_Mike, where I tweet at Boy Meets World Podcast. You can find all the shows on the T13 Media Network on our website at T13media.com. And you can rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Golden Rule is 5 or fuck off. And that is Book It. See ya.
Bye.